So I'm going to start a new game. Welcome to everybody who watches this video. But I got bored with my old game. I decided that it was starting to get tiring, and what I actually found was I had a slight glitch of some sort, and every time I tried to fall down my 4-pit I broke my leg. So I died 4 times in about 5 minutes, and that pretty much put a kibosh on where I was at my game. I lost obviously 40 hit points, well, maximum level points on your stamina and on your life. So I decided, yeah, it's time for me to start a new game. So here we go. Now I'm hoping I will spawn in the burnt biome. It's my favourite biome, especially to start in. I don't really like starting in the snow, but we'll see what happens. I may have to quit this, but we'll see what happens anyway. So yeah, so it's going to be day one. Going to pretty much just be grinding for the first few days, trying to find myself a house to establish myself in, and for a start, get myself a forge, get some some iron tools, because the other ones are a waste of time, but we'll see how it all pans out. We'll see what happens. And here we are. So we don't start in a bad biome. I don't mind this biome at all, actually. It's not the worst biome by any stretch. At least you find a lot of camp over there. You find a lot of deer and pigs in this biome. So first of all, I am going to get myself some resources to build myself a stone axe. Now I see people that come along and they pick up single stones the whole way through the game, and I can't figure that out. All you need to do is build yourself a stone axe. Bird's nest, definitely hit up a bird's nest. Good start. A couple of eggs. I'll never pass up the opportunity for a couple of eggs. I'll punch this tree here, get myself 2 pieces of wood. 2 pieces of wood. Now I just need to find myself 5 stones. 1. There's usually stones on this sort of ground. 2, 3. And there we go. 4, 5. I'll make myself a stone axe. Move some of this stuff around into how I have my tool belt, I call it, set up. It changes over time, but this is pretty much how I have my tool belt set up. So let's get myself some resources. Basically, the first day, all I do is, quite a few days, is actually get as many resources as possible. I need to spam craft, get my levels up high, and this is the best way of doing that. So, you know, a lot of people call it boring or cheating or whatever, but I find it a critical part of starting the new game. Somebody's already started my game, so let's see how long he hangs around with. He'll probably friend me. I don't friend people, they're just trolls. All they're there to do is try and kill you. I'm not interested in that bullshit. So all I'm going to do is leave him. He can do whatever he likes. He could have spawned next to me, he could have spawned the other side of the map. It's pretty irrelevant, really. If he finds me now, we'd both have a hard time trying to kill each other. He might be a good player, so he might find it easier killing me than I'll find killing him. But first of all, we're just going to have a wait till my stamina regenerates. So I'm just going to have a look around and see if there's any particular direction that I want to head. Because as I said, ideally I'd like to go to the burnt biome. It's easier to pick up a rubbish pile. It's in my first deer. So what I want to do is build some arrows, which I haven't got any wood, so let's get some wood. I need to get rid of this axe actually, so first of all build myself a new axe. As soon as it gets below half, it starts doing less damage, so I scrap them at that point. You get back some resources and you get to the next highest level of the tool. So I need to get some wood, build some arrows. 7 should be enough for me to kill this guy first up. Usually takes me a little while to... and a bow. Usually takes me a little while to get my aim straight, and he's died already. I don't know where this guy has managed to be spawned. Hey man, he might have been spawned directly into the hub city by the looks of that, or into the destroyed biome. And the destroyed biome, anybody who has played the game knows that it has dogs and mines. So I very much doubt he's been killed by a zombie other than a high level zombie or a dog. But hey, who knows. So it'll be interesting to see whether he stays in the game or quits the game. If he stays in the game, I see him a bit longer term player. Well, that was a waste of the first shot. I don't even know where this deer's gone now. Oh, it's over there, I think. Deer on deer. I don't want him to see me first up. And I missed him. He saw me, so it's now chase. Pick up this bird's nest, pick up the rubbish pile. As I said, I really need to get a forge going. See, he left the game. He wasn't there for the long term, I don't think, myself. But hey, no loss. Early in the game. Man, I am hopeless at the moment. Maybe he's going to get stuck in this rock, which is always handy because this is the way to kill him. Get him stuck in the rock. 1, 2, and at least I got 2 shots on him, which means I should be able to kill him with my 3rd shot. If I don't, I've got to build some more. Well, when I say my 3rd shot, with my last arrow. If I don't, I have to build some more arrows. But he's going to run for a while, so I'm just going to chase him, pick up any birds' nests that I come across. Try not to lose him if I can, and we've got the burnt biome. Brilliant. Now, there's a zombie, which is an issue, because unless I kill him with my first shot to the head, I haven't got any weapons. Oh, lovely. But now I don't know where this deer is, unless he's actually fallen over and died. And that means it's going to be harder for me to find him. But we'll see what happens. But as I said, I've found the burnt biome. As far as I'm concerned, that is an excellent outcome. Now, where's that deer gone? I think I may have heard him die, but I'm not too sure. So let's run back and see whether I can actually see him. So I've actually had an excellent outcome here, other than losing the deer, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But we'll find other deers. So he might have run away from... Oh, and there's actually a house there, which at least it's a place for me to stay. Although that's not always the case. Oh shit, he's so close. Crawling one. He was close. Now, the crawling ones are a bit harder. You need to hit them in the head. Or they take arrows to kill. Waste of time killing him, but hey, it's a death. It's another life. Now, as you can see by the looks of it, I've managed to lose the deer. I'm not going to spend too much time running around searching for that. I need to get resources, as I said. It's only 10:30, but my first day, especially my first day, and it's actually really my first few days, I spend a lot of time collecting resources and just spam crafting at night, really. So I've got a place to stay, I've got a pile of rocks, I've got a good collection of where I can get grass or plant fibres. So that's actually, at the moment, I'm actually in a really, really strong position. What I want from this map is as little water as possible. Water to me is a pain in the ass. It takes time to find your way around it. If a drop goes in the middle of it, which tends to be often, it's hard to swim to it. So I'm getting low on stamina there, I didn't notice. Once you get below 30 stamina, it also stops you from doing as much damage. As much as you can see, my stone axe had gone down to less life. So I'm going to spend some time just wandering around. I also like this biome, not only because it gives you eggs and arrows, it can actually give you a wrench. generally out of this destroyed house. You get water. You seem to get a lot of good stuff out of loot bags, like rubbish bags. So basically there's nothing on this biome here, the burnt biome, except a shortage of plant fibres. But as you know, my plant fibres are just over there, so that's not an issue. So I'm about 100 again. Let's get some stone. Pretty much all I'm going to do at the moment is run around, pick up rubbish bags, pick up stone, pick up birds' nests. As you can see straight ahead of me, inside that picture, there's at least 2 rubbish piles. So what you'll get is you'll get recipes from there as well. And the main recipe I'm looking for at the moment is a spiked club. It is my go-to weapon. A couple of zombies. And I'm a melee type guy. I don't use guns till quite late game. A couple of arrows to kill. Where's that zombie kill? Is he? That side of it? Yeah. No, there's another one closer than that. Where is he? Oh, it's actually him just burning. Geez, you'd think me playing this game for so long, I actually wouldn't be so retarded when it comes to that fear. But that burning one still causes me concern, so geez, there's getting nothing from these zombies. But as I said, there's a couple of rubbish piles over here. Not really, and these guys I also pick up them, and as you can see I've got a bit of resource out of them. Sorry, a bit of weapons out of them. Glue, awesome. Glue comes in handy, you never pass up glue, and a bird's nest. Good little area this one, it's been very productive. So as far as food, I need to be killing deer, or I think in this biome there's actually only pigs, so I need to be killing those. Let's build another stone axe. Obviously I'm going to need a stash at some point, but we'll figure that out when the time comes. So it's midday, there's no, what do you call it, supply drop first day, but generally I've got it set on every other day apart from the first. You will get a supply drop at about this time, generally about 12:05. Depending on where you are on the map, I've found it seems to be the case that they are sending the drops closer to you than, whereas when I first started playing the games, the drops seem to come miles away. But I think it's all dependent on where you actually generally are on the map. If there's a second person, sometimes I'll put them closer to you, sometimes I'll put them closer to them, sometimes I'll put them halfway in between. That's just from my personal experience. I don't actually know whether that is the complete case, whether I've got that 100% right, but that's, as I said, seems to be, from my experience, what the game has done, and that's fine by me. The worst thing is having to try and run 1,000,000 miles to pick up the supply drop. As critical to me as the supply drops are, because they've got recipes, first aid kits, which is critical at this time of the game. Amount of zombies and dogs that can be around, first aid kit is pretty critical. So I've got now as you saw back there, I've got a cooking pot, also critical first early game. Now really all I need to do is find some pigs, or back in the other biome, the forest biome, a deer or 2. So I need to kill generally 4 deer early game will give you enough animal hide to build a forge. If you find enough leather, which I very much doubt I'll find enough leather in this biome, you can also build forges with leather. It never used to be the game when I first started the game. Rabbit, it's stuck there. He's going to be an easy kill for me. He'll give me some animal hide. So let's bust him down. See, he also give me food, raw meat. Not going to give me a lot, but it's going to be a start. It also might mean that. Okay, so it's giving me one hide. That probably still will mean to me that... Strap you down. I'll keep you, turf you away because you're worthless. On arrowheads, I'll keep you. And the pine seed is a bit worthless as well. So as you can see, I've got enough wood for a spam crafting session. Rocks is critical for me at the moment because it's so hard to break down. I can go back to the other biome, and the first night I've always found is pretty easy to be out at night time. Even though the zombies are running, there's not as many around first night, second night. So we'll just kill this fella. I'm not going to pass up 2 arrow hot hits. I've got no shortage of arrows. I've just built a built 97, I think, so really, obviously I still need more arrows. I'm going to use hundreds of the things until I find myself a spike club. I will be using a lot of arrows. But mainly what I'm after is eggs, as I said. You get to make bacon eggs, increases your maximum and minimum stamina. To me, an important part of the early game. So I've got 2 eggs there, can't complain about that. It's giving me a lot of eggs, and that is the reason I absolutely love this biome. Eggs and arrows. I'll get to the point where I won't need any more arrows, but I'm picking up the eggs at the same time, so might as well just grab them while I'm doing that. So as you can see, I'm moving further away from the other biome. I will head back there at some point. I'm really just searching out my area. There's a road. Good. What the road tells me is there could be hopefully a small town or city. Not the hub city yet. Hub city's a waste of time trying to navigate the hub city at this time of the game. Dogs, bears, ferals, they'll all kill you at this early in the game. I don't go anywhere near the hub city until I have a spiked club, simply because spiked clubs are my easiest way of killing dogs, and if I don't have that, my aim with a bow and arrow isn't good enough to guarantee that I'm going to you saw me. Waste of time trying to chase those. My aim isn't good enough. They give you a lot of arrows and some meat, but arrows aren't so critical to me at the moment. I should have at least 100 of them, or what do you call them? So I've got 92. Yeah, so I've got well over 100 at the moment. That to me is a waste of time. People keep sham sandwiches, and I can't really recall why. There is a reason some people use them, but I don't. I have at times when I've run out of food eaten them. Not the best idea. Generally, the first one you might be okay and they won't food poison you, but if you try and eat any more, yeah, you can get your food poisoning, and yeah, food poisoning is detrimental. But sometimes you got to eat what you got to eat, because I've even eaten raw meat in the same situation when I've oil. Definitely take oil. Very critical later game for me, building repair kits. So, just wandering around, look at 3:30. I've got plenty of time, but what I'm going to do is head back to the grass biome. Well, another thing is you can see these spots here, this colour here, these 3 here, that is fertiliser. That's the other reason this biome is good. Later game, I've actually just been through this area. This is when I came to virtually first. So, when you want to start cropping, building crops. Now, there may be a city over there. I might be wrong, but there may be a city over there because the road climbs a hill. I've found that can be a good indication that you come up to a city. Climb a hill to a flat area, but we'll have a look at that maybe tomorrow. As I said, at the moment I've got enough arrows and stuff, so I'm going to start doing the boring stuff and getting some resources to do some span crafting overnight. What I am going to go and do is kill all the zombies around the house, and at least for tonight that's where I'm going to base myself. But there should be 4 or 5 zombies around the house that they need to be killed before night time. So I'll make my way over there, picking up anything that I can find on the way. I think by now the dead deer would have despawned. And right, so there's the house there, that's what I'm after. Pretty nice little location. This house has a few bit in it that I can actually. It's got a bookcase. It's got a safe. He's up here, which suits me just fine. Means I can pop him in the head without him chasing me. Let's see how that works for me. Let's kill him quick because the other zombies are coming in. So he's dead. Yep, we have a zombie there, that one's falling. Let's kill it. Oh, let's actually hit it. The other thing is those smaller ones will actually sprain your leg if they hit you. Good. That's fine for me. And oh, she's gonna die as well. And they're both dead. So that's the zombies. Where's this fella go to? Oh, that sucks. What happened there was he went to a gore block, and because of where he's positioned, he disappeared. Didn't break up, just actually disappeared. But might have got something off him, might not have got something off him. Don't know. We'll never know now, will we? Right, so not a complete loss. The first aid kit recipe. I couldn't tell you the last time I built a first aid kit. It's been a long time. I might have only built maybe 4 or 5 in the whole time I've been playing the game. So I'm going to get rid of some of this loot. I'll sort it out at another time. This isn't generally how I roll. I don't just stick stuff willy-nilly, apart from when I first play the games, when I first start the game. So what I generally do is I put my resources. I need to keep my arrows with me. There. In the first 3 slots of my box, or of my backpack, whatever you'd call it. So keep you. Let's go get some another zombie around somewhere. He must be outside the other side of the house there. Build another stone axe. Scrap the old one. Put it in the toolbar. So let's go and find him. Or her, for that matter. What's happening here, but I can't see him anyway. But not stressed, other than I need to kill him before night time. See, there's a lot of resources around here for me. Perfect. Another bird's nest. He must be stuck on something. But I'll worry about that in a second. So, resources. Wood. Early game, you can never have too much wood. So I generally like to get up to, say, around about 1,000 before the nighttime horde. I'll get up to 1,000 and then we'll go chasing stones and Actually, the first thing I need to chase really is plant fibre. He's after me. So, oh, shivers. He's a different zombie than the one that was around before. So should be going in a different direction. Yeah, I am sensed, so there is another zombie around somewhere, and I do want to kill that fella before night time. What's the time? 25 past 6. Right, so I've got 1,000 rock. What I'm going to do now is pick up plant fibre. I'm hitting plant fibre. Early game, and I'm sorry to all the people that have played the game before. I'm just explaining how I do things. You'll know all this. Plant fibre is pretty critical early game, and I suppose, as I said, that's the only downfall of the burnt lime. It is possible to find, you just can't get as much as this. Now running around doing this also gets rid of your stamina really quick, but once it gets to 0 it doesn't actually take any longer or pick up less plant fibre anyway each hit, so it's a good opportunity to run your stamina. If you run your stamina down, you don't have to be anywhere at any time soon. Just wander around. I seem to be picking up a lot of eggs at the moment, and as I said, I don't mind that. Eggs are a big part of my game. I see some people that cook either boiled meat or fried meat, or whatever you call it, barbecue meat or whatever they call it. I don't, unless I don't have any eggs and I've got no other option. I will always build bacon and eggs. So I'm just wandering around and now ideally I want about 300 or 400 of this. The more I get, the less I have to get yesterday. The more I have to get tomorrow. So let me say that. God, I wonder sometimes. The more you get today, the less you have to get tomorrow. So it gives you opportunity to search more, gives you the opportunity to pick up more stone. But somewhere around there has to be another zombie. It's got me concerned that I can't find it at the moment. No, I'm undetected. Maybe that was the zombie that I always heard. Doesn't make sense to me though. It came from a different direction. I'm sure the zombie was outside the house out here somewhere. Oh well, we'll soon find out. So, I got 350, I'm going to get another 50 plant fibre. As you can see by the clock, it's coming up to night time. I've killed the zombies to my best of my knowledge directly around this house. The first night they're not going to spawn, from my personal experience, they're not going to spawn around here. Hopefully too much. It'll give me the opportunity to break down some stone while I'm spam crafting, and you'll see what I mean. This stuff will get pretty boring, and I apologise about that. Unfortunately, it's a necessary part of the game. So I got 433. Let's build another stone axe first. The only thing I'm really short of, as you can see, is stone. And I'll spend the next couple of hours waiting for nightfall to build that up. Somebody told me if you run around the rock while you're hitting it, you get more resources. I'm not too sure whether I believe that. Oh, there's another zombie now. Where is he? What I do, and the reason I do this is, and a lot of other people will do the same thing, is just to keep an eye on what's going on around the place. Sometimes the zombies are stuck in the roof and stuff. Doesn't appear to be the case. There he is, right there. Is that him? Yeah, so he's in the building, stuck on the stairs. I don't know if you saw that. We'll go and kill him, because there she is there. That's obviously pretty good for me. It gives me the opportunity to... So they were stuck in something, which makes sense. And that should be the last zombie. But let's dawdle over to build another stone axe. I haven't got the most ideal amount of stone coming up to the night time, but that's not so bad because I've got this massive pile of stone out here that I can break down at night while I'm spam crafting. Killed all the zombies that are around the house. The zombies won't be able to, there should be no zombies spawn over this nighttime period. So as I said, I apologise about what's going to happen here. I'm going to be spam crafting. Needs to be done. Need to get these levels up. I need to get up to a couple 150 odd tooling, and that will give me the opportunity of breaking down more stone quicker. Once I get to having the forge, because at the moment I've got one animal hide, I will be able to build high level iron tools, and yeah, it just goes on from there obviously, and you can eventually build steel. Steel for me doesn't happen for a while. I might find the odd steel tool in a tool chest or something like that. Generally I find iron tools on the lumberjacks in the frozen biome, but they are quite handy at this time of game anyway. So at this time of the game, so what I will do here is actually build a wooden ladder. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Early game, earliest way of keeping away from zombies, I find, is to be able to climb a wall. They can't get off that bottom because you haven't got a ladder right to the bottom, so they can't jump. Break through this. Put the other ladder there. Break this. So at least then if I hear zombies, I can run away from them, up the ladder, and then I can shoot them from the ladder. And that's the end of that. This is where I'm going to keep my stash. Anything I'm not using during spam crafting apart from arrows, I will leave in there. So let's get some spam crafting going on. Let's see what sort of level we can get to on the first night. As you can see, I need to get more stone is the critical thing here. I've got enough of the other two resources. I only need stone. So that's what I'm going to spend knocking... For some reason I thought that was a zombie, but it's a deer. So I'll pick him up tomorrow. Let's try and kill him tonight. I'll end up too far away from my base. So if I find him tomorrow, I'll kill him. And let's work towards getting stone, iron tools. But yeah, so this is my day one. It's a hard part of the game. You're vulnerable to attack by dogs. In this biome, dogs are probably an impossibility. But really, the only thing you're vulnerable to at the moment is dogs, but very vulnerable to dogs. There'll be bears in this as well, but the bears are few and far between, and they're not aggro as in the bears that are in the hub city, which are zombie bears, and they tend to they will attack you without provocation, whereas the other ones you have to run pretty close to them for them to kill you. So let's put the stuff in here. Scrap down the ones I've made. I think it's a better way of them doing it. They used to charge you less to make them, but you'd also wouldn't bother scrapping them down. And this one you got to scrap them down because they give you back the 3 stone. So it's a toss-up. I prefer it. It's obviously boring TV or boring stream to watch, but as you can see, I've got the level 51 already. Put you in my belt, scrap you down, and let's go. Oh, actually, let's start making more of those while I'm doing this. So yeah, this is basically my first night. It's basically me for quite a few nights at the start. I want to get my levels up to at least 300. So that takes a few days. Say 4 days, I would say, 4 nights. Not worried about weapons. Once I find the spiked club, I will start spam crafting wooden clubs, but at the moment it's just tooling. Tooling's most critical to me. When you build arrows, your weapons crafting does go up anyway, not as fast, but it does go up. It used to go up quite a bit, but I found they've changed that as well, so... But I don't mind the changes, makes it a bit more realistic. Building 1,000,000 arrows and getting yourself to level 600 is a little bit cheat worthy to me. Right, as you can see, I'm down to 23. Almost. Yes, anyway, so... While I'm waiting for the stamina to build up, I will go through and strip these down. I suppose it's more about, at the moment, optimising what you achieve overnight. As I said, actually achieving something at night is critical to me. I need to be working and getting my levels as high as possible. So, as I said, the first couple of nights you can probably get away with being down on the ground. Zombies generally don't come near you. After that, you've got to be hidden away at night. Zombies will find you, and zombies at night are scary. And even after a couple of years of playing the game, I get shit scared by zombies running and making noise. You know, trying to fight off 3 or 4 zombies that are running with a bow and arrow. You have to be pretty lucky to not get hit, or not get hit at least a few times actually. So the deer should be over this way, directly in front of me, in the general vicinity tomorrow morning. I will worry about him tomorrow. As I said, I need his hide, I need his meat, but I don't need to go chasing him halfway across the countryside at night. It's a daytime thing. Oh shit, and there's the first running zombie, and he made an embarrassment of me. And as I said, I still got scared of that. Oh, my heart's going. Where's he disappeared to? I think I'm inside the house. That'll be right. He's inside the house, which suits me just fine. You can stay there. Right, so I'm at 100. Can't complain about 100. It's a start. Scrap you, and you. Put you over there. You're near enough to the highest level. Scrap you all down. Get the resources back. As you can see, I've got 136 stone now. It's not a massive amount. I'd love to have over 1,000, but that won't happen for a few days. So just going to scrap these down. It's not so critical worrying about having 106 in your tool belt as opposed to 103, if you noticed that. It's not generally the way that I set it up, but the amount of damage you're doing to rocks when it's that you're talking about is minimal. Let's see where this prick is. I don't think he'll come find me because he needs to. Even if he comes out that door, he's going to hit the balcony. But even just that noise gives me the shits being outside at night. So. But I need the resources. Simple fact. Now what I might do tomorrow is actually go for a quick search and see whether there's a township where I was telling you about earlier at the end of that road. But there might be a city there. If there isn't, I might head the opposite direction because you're getting further into the burnt biome, and that is pretty handy early game. Now some of you are asking probably why I haven't broken into the house, into that room and busted up the safe. Not too stressed about that at the moment. And that's, I'm at my stamina level is at the point where I don't need to be hitting rocks. So that's usually how I do it. So the highest level ends up in the one being the one that you left. So my levels are getting up, 128, that's not bad. I mean, I'd like to be level 160, maybe, by the time this night time comes. Sorry, the morning comes. But we'll see how that pans out for me. So, move some more stone axes. Need to do that before I thing out of the page. Back to the grind. Face the doorway so that little bugger can't sneak up on me. And grind away. As you can see, my bow's level 5. I will rebuild another bow when I next lose all my stamina. My arrows, or what I might actually do is wait till I build arrows with all the feathers that I've got inside the house there, and then build the bow, because it will be slightly higher level. So not worried about that at the moment. It'll kill zombies. All that's critical at the moment. So also what's coming up is eventually I'll get my first 10 points in the alpha skills, and I'll show you on there what I've changed the way I do things, but I will show you what I do in that when I finally get, I don't realise my stamina gone down that much. So let's jump up this ladder again. So that's 143. So some people might think the way that I do this is a bit anal. It's just a routine that I've got into over the time I've been playing. It's optimising the time that I'm not doing anything at night. It's optimising your productivity, and in real life and in this game, to me that's a pretty critical part of early game, is optimising the amount of well, reducing the amount of time that you're not producing anything or productive in any way. Hey, whether it's getting resources, building, spam crafting, building up your base, strengthening your defences. Take full advantage of your night times. It's a fair percentage of the game. I don't know what it is. It's probably a quarter. maybe a fifth of actually the game. Eventually I will go through that and figure out exactly what percentage it is, but it's a fair percentage. As you can see, I'm doing 15 damage now. Nothing to scoff at, 15 damage. You'll go through rocks a lot quicker than the 11 damage that you were doing initially. I know it seems not very much of a increase, but if you think of every hit is an extra 4, it only takes 3 in doing... it only takes 3, and you're doing an extra, basically the same as an extra hit. So, well, more than an extra hit. So I should get around about 160, 170 maybe. And that's good. I can live with that. I would love to find a cracker book. That to me would be the ultimate find at the moment. Not too stressed about finding a, what do you call it, a trader at the moment. The only reason being is that you don't, I won't have any money to buy the items that are really the most handy to me at the moment. Now I haven't heard that zombie for a while, and what that makes me think is it's actually died. So there'll be a gore block in there for me to kill. How it died, I'm not too sure, but it's not making any noises, so that tells me it's died. It didn't make any stone axes, but it's alright. So that makes one job easier for me. I don't have to kill that zombie. So back to running in circles and making sure those zombies sneak up on me. That yellow plant, I can't think what it's called. Chrysanthemums that I know is the red one, I think. I think it's chrysanthemum. But my stamina's up to or down to a pointless level. As you can see, level 170. Got a little bit of more screen I can do, so I should make it higher. It'll allow me, with all luck, to get to a level 200 and maybe 30 tomorrow. Various things happen that might stop that, but I've also managed to get myself some, what's it called, goldenrod flour. It's not what I was talking about, but raw iron, and raw iron's pretty important early game, especially you need to forge it to make forged iron, and that forged iron is what you use to make iron tools, obviously. And there's the deer who sees me. He came back over here and he saw me, so he's run away. So unless I know where he is, not ideal. Would rather been able to take a shot at him without him having known, but by the time I get to see him again, he will have remembered me, so it'll be a surprise hit, which does twice as much damage. So you can see it's 5:30, coming to the end of the night. Always a happy time. I love going out and looting, searching, killing deer, getting prepared really. So end of night time, while night time is unnecessary evil, it isn't my favourite time of the day. As I said, it's all more about trying to optimise the amount of productivity you have during that day. So I'll break down this last section of rock. It'll be 1:45-ish. Doing 16 damage, and what I've found with 16 damage is it's an exact amount to break down the rock without a half hit. If everybody knows what I mean, but if you don't, I'll let us know and I'll explain that to you. So I think I'm going to base myself here for the next little while. Break you and you there. Stop you. And so I think I'm 183. Nothing wrong with 183. Good little night productivity. And just by a fluke, I managed to swap the 83 into the slot. So my highest level is in there. 183. Good night's productivity. As you can see, I've got enough wood, a fair bit of stone, not enough I don't think for the next spam craft, but I do need plant fibre, so that's something to think about. What I'm going to go down here now is, you don't need plant fibre for arrows, so I'm going to make a heap of arrows, as many arrows as I can. Let's find where the zombie is. We'll search this. Now early game I search all these sinks and stuff, cupboards. Later on the game you'll see that I bypass a lot of this stuff. It's a bit worthless. You'll find in cupboards you'll find maybe food, but generally you just find, let's see, like the food, but food later on in the game isn't a problem for me. He busted through the back, no, he didn't bust through the back door. Where the heck did that zombie go? Let's pack up all this stuff and stick it in the box upstairs. Oh, no, that's not him, that's the one I killed earlier. Ah, there he is, he did bust. He did die. And what he's actually managed to do is he's actually busted down a fair bit of this door. So it had steel on it, and he busted the steel on it, so... Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. That's, oh for awesome. That's, done something for me. You've achieved something that means that I don't have to do it myself. So let's pick up the the items in here, see if they all fit in. They don't. So we'll go upstairs, put the stuff in my box upstairs. It's more just a tidiness thing for me. It means that I know where everything is. I don't have to go searching for it. It's all in this box at the moment. So first things first, we're going to build a heap of arrows. This will give me enough arrows to last me for quite a few days, but it'll also get my... I'll put this in the box as well actually. And it will mean I can build a high level bow, but that's neither here nor there really. I also need to kill this deer because I need to get a bone shiv for breaking down animals. And most people here will know what the bone shiv does and its purpose in life. I thought I'd break my leg there. Now that there, does it take, it's negative 10, so let's take you straight there because I don't need to be getting cold. So over here should be the deer somewhere. There he is. Couple of birds, there's 3 birds in this section. Egg, no eggs, and hopefully an egg at least in this one. No eggs, but that's alright, we're not worried about that. He won't remember me this late, much further on. My first hit. Oh man, I'm hopeless. I had 3 attempts at killing him and hitting him. Missed them all. I think it might have been 2 actually. As you can tell, until you hit him, he doesn't... You try and steer him towards these rocks, but that's not happened. Very nice, yes, he could be either a deer or a zombie. And a city. Told you there's one close. This is actually a very well positioned city for me. A passing gas, that might have a workbench in it. Now it's going to have a lot of zombies, but there's a lot of looting for me to be able to do here. So this game has started off very, very well for me. He's now... Oh, he's dead. So we'll break him down quickly, get the bone shiv, get some meat, get some hide. The hide isn't optimised by this stone axe, that's why you need the bone shiv. Right. zombies. There'll be a lot of zombies here. Not a major problem though. If you aim straight. Hear zombies everywhere. Good to be able to hear the noise and figure out behind you. Missed him but hit her in the head. Absolute fluke, I didn't do that on purpose. Let's get your skill points up. It's a necessary part of the game to kill these zombies early game. You don't get a lot of loot out of zombies. And there we are. These fellas to me are the worst. They need to be hit in the head. They generally don't die first arrow to the head anytime. I really need to hit him while he's on the ground. And he's dead. You can see his face shot. Picking up to kill him. It will take about 10 arrows to kill this guy, so. But I've found myself a city. Absolutely perfect. Hopefully there'll be a cracker book in here somewhere. And I've found a potato. Man, this game is really starting off really well for me. It really is perfect. Couldn't ask for a more perfect setup. Sometimes it can take ages to find a potato seed. And potato seeds, I'll let you know what the reason behind me liking potato seeds in a second. See here a bit, there's nothing to be scoffed at there. First we'll strip the U down. Read you. Turn you into a bone shiv. Build another bow. There. Level 100. Not perfect, not awesome, but better than 5. It'll do slightly more damage. Well, it'll do more damage, I'm not sure how much. But need to be hitting him in the face, idiot. Not ideal, not the most perfect bloody. So, as you can see, this town's reasonably big. What I'll tend to do is I'll find the city that's in the dead centre. Oh, sorry, not the city. The house that's in the dead centre. It's irrelevant whether it's that type, that type, that type. No matter what the city, what the building is that's in the dead centre, I will generally choose that as my base. What that does is it generally just means that I can loot, and I haven't got as far back to take my loot back to stash. So I'll show you that when it comes to it. Anyway, there's a pig. This is going really well. One shot to headshot to kill him. Becoming an expert. Where's that pig gone? He's over by the house. Run around the corner. I need to be hitting him. Pigs aren't so bad. You can chase pigs. And he's inside. He's up there. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I missed him. What a mess. And 4 shots. Got the bone shiv to break down his body. Get some more hide. It's doing 10 damage at a time. Where's that zombie up in here walking? Trying to get 20 hide. I think I'll probably get around about 6 of him. Maybe 7 if I'm lucky. What I really want to do is be able to find a hunting knife at some point. That wasn't ideal. His body's got away. I can't get any bones off him. But as you can see, I've got 11 hide. I need 20. I'm still another couple of animals away from that, really. We're going really, really well at the moment. It's going absolutely perfectly. You couldn't ask for a better start to the game. The only way it could be more perfect is if I found a Fight Club recipe. That would literally make my day. So I'm going to stash the stuff I've got on me at the moment, because I've got to go back and get the other stuff from my other house. In here. Plenty of room in there for all my stuff. I got water and food at the moment. That isn't a problem. While I'm doing that, I'll actually eat the food. As you can see, we're level 36. No, 29 actually. 36. 43. 57. Not a problem. I got 8 meat. Plenty of eggs back at this other base. This other stash. So I need to be finding myself another deer, so I'm going to go out to forest biome again. While I'm doing that, I will actually pick up grass on the way, because plant fibre is my lowest sort of resource at the moment that I'm critically need. Ideally I'd find something like and going how this game's going, I may well find a desert biome. In the desert, everybody knows that plays the game knows that it has cactuses and stuff on it, and cactuses give you yucca. You can make yucca juice out of that, but they also, more importantly at this time of the game for me, they give you 15 plant fibre, each one as well. So the big cactuses could give you up to 3 yucca. I think it's 4 yucca, or it might be 5 yucca, makes a yucca juice, and the yucca juice will cool you down. It used to give you a number every now and then up to your maximum hit points, but they seem to change that part of the game. It doesn't seem to give you any extra maximum stamina or health. It's just a cool thing. So what I find generally is I won't use water further into the game, simply because I've got that much yucca juice, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So as you can all see, people have just started the stream. Started watching the stream. It's about lunchtime on day 2. I've started the game pretty well. Found myself my first city, or township, whatever you call it. Not sure it's big enough to be called a city, but I found that I need to now find a deer, and here comes a drop. So I said it generally comes about 12, because it's about 12, and that one starts to drop. Should be behind me. It's not. It's a fair way away looking at that there. Is this my house? Yes it is, yeah. So as you can see, the house wasn't too far away from the city, as I suspected earlier in my stream. It's not far away, so I'm going to go back now and do is pick up all the crap that I left upstairs. I'll leave it behind, the stuff that I don't need. I'm not going to take stuff with me that I'm not going to. I think I'll then go and pick up that drop. Hopefully on the way I'll pass a couple of deer. I need 2 more deer by the looks of it to get enough animal hide to make a forge, and that's going to be my next task. Other than searching the village. But the only problem being within a township is you have to stay on top of the building, so I'll be doing spam crafting on top of the building without actually getting down, so I need enough resources to last me a full day. Oh, where's the house now? Jeez. A full night, sorry. So how many? So I got 406 plant fibre. That should be enough. By the looks of it, I need some more stone. Should be enough wood. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my game's going so far. There has been worse starts to a game. So what I'm going to do is strip you down, eat you, eat you. I'll take you. So I've got everything from here now. I don't need it all, but I'm going to take it all anyway. I've got enough space for it. So first things first, mark on the map where the township is. The drop's just the other side of the town, so that's actually really, really good. It means I can go for a hunt, have a little search and see what's around in the township. As I said, a cracker book would be ideal for me. See if we can see any deer. And not run into stones or rocks. Something over there? No, I was imagining things, but it looks like it. I will run into another deer. It's the nature of this biome. Or a pig. That one over there. There's a pig over there. Look at that, eh? Just like that. Slow down to a walk. Build up some stamina. That's not going to hit shit. That's going to hit shit. This one might hit shit. And it does. Hit the pig. Don't duck. And chase him. He doesn't run fast enough. The deer runs faster than you. The pig doesn't. So we're heading towards the drop. Kill two birds with one stone. Pig should take about 3 to kill. He does. Let's break him down with the iron shiv. Keeping an ear out for... Oh shit, what am I dropping on the ground here? Animal fat. So... I'll be right behind me. Oh, that's a half, wasn't it? It's not laughing at me about that. So, not letting zombies get close enough to you to hit you, because we all know what happens when they hit you. So, put that on actually. Right, I'll scrap you down. Scrap you down. Grab you. Grab the animal fat. Grab the zombie. Yeah, she's a fast moving zombie, easy to kill but fast moving. Faster than most of the other zombies. I'm not worried about that. We've got 3 zombies after me. Brilliant. I can't break down this thing tonight. Let me hit the zombie behind again. Luck not management. Another potato seed. Brilliant. Could not be happier with how everything's going at the moment. So let's put you on. Scrap you. You're worthless to me at the moment. I want to keep that because it's actually reasonably expensive, so I can sell that. Sometimes you want to get stuff done, but these zombies just make it impossible for you. Let's eat this food. Can't hurt. Figure out how I'm going to put this. Let's drink you. Pick up this potato seed. Where's he gone? Must be here somewhere. Look for this one. No. Oh man, if I've lost this potato seed, I'm going to be pissed. I think I've lost the potato seed somehow. How the hell has that happened? The fuck? What's in there? No. How did I manage to lose that potato seed? That absolutely sucks. That really got on me at all. It can't be all perfect. Another bloody zombie. The only problem with being in a city or a town, there is a lot of zombies at the start. I need to get back to that pig at some point. Break it down and get the animal hide. Just not giving me the opportunity to do that at the moment. To be fair, I'm still a little bit gutted about that potato seed. He should have... He should have been the one on the ground. Bones, I'm not going to pass up bones. You can go away. For the life of me, I can't figure what happened here. He was on the bottom, unless he fell on that rock and broke up. Oh well, my fault. That's the way it goes. Let's go and get this drop. Gee. Throw some of this crap in here first. I can pick it up on the way back through, that's not a problem. By the looks of it, I've got 18... What am I putting down here? Arrows, I think. Arrows are there. Right, so we need drink, got plenty of water now at the moment, so that's not a problem. There'll be water in one of those houses there, we'll have a swimming pool, so that won't be a problem finding water. Water obviously as well rebuilds your stamina. As you can see, I can see the burnt biome, not far away in the whole scheme of things. What's that yellow thing there? There. It's disappeared. Okay. I don't know what that was. I'm going to have to go and investigate that. When I say yellow, it looked like a more orangey type thing and it disappeared, so something was weird there. I haven't seen that before. Picking up the bird's nests. By the looks of it, I've got around about 20 odd eggs. Enough to build 10. Now definitely enough to build more than 10 bacon and egg. And look at that. What was I talking about? I was talking about the desert. I've got all biomes in very close proximity to each other. Really, really good. Really, really, really good outcome. So you can break down these, you get two yucca, and around about 15, don't run over, cactuses if you can, get away with it. Get 2 yucca and 15 plant fibre. Those ones only give you 1 yucca, so I generally stay away from them for a start. Doesn't optimise the amount of energy I'm using, but these ones here, with 3 on it, give you 2. I'll break down a few of those on the way home. I appear to have enough plant fibre now. What's in this here? Not great, but not... Oh no, I got 4 first aid kits. Not a bad little haul, really. And a recipe. So, that map's marked. Break down a few of these on the way through. I think I need to break down some stone, so let's do that as well. Ideally I'll find the last deer or pig on the way home as well, but we'll see how that pans out. So yeah, game's going really well so far. No complaints here, apart from probably losing that potato seed. But I've got 1 potato seed, that means I can plant and grow, plant and grow, plant and grow. It'll build up to the point where it's pretty irrelevant me losing that. Would have just been nice to have 2 to plant. But, life's life. Sorry, let me rephrase it. That's life. The stamina's low, I didn't realise, so I wasn't optimising the amount of stone I was breaking down, so I'll just walk back to the base. Yeah, easy to kill, can have some good stuff on here. Pretty irrelevant, you can build those easy. Splints aren't hard to make. So dawdling back, the snow biome also has tree stumps. And I love tree stumps. Tree stumps have numerous types of things in them that are handy to me. Most biomes have them. The forest and the forest and the snow biome are the ones that generally have stuff in them and the tree stumps. The burnt biome used to have them in it. I haven't seen them for a while, so I don't think they do anymore. There is a zombie, yes, behind me, you're correct. But they can have some very good loot in them, so they are a good part of my part of the game, is searching them. The other thing they have that's very critical to this game, and not at the moment to me, but it is critical to the game eventually, is padlocks. And for people that don't know the relevance of padlocks to the game, I will show you, I will explain it to you eventually. It's better showing you when it actually happens. But yeah, so you're walking along here, you find the odd decomposing backpack. Can have good stuff in it, can have crap in it. That one had pretty much crap. But we'll head back to the base, keeping an eye out for deer or pigs. Like over there, we've got a tree stump. So we'll search that. There's something up there. No, it's just a colour. Thought it was something up that rock, stuck on that rock, but it's actually just a colour with the sun on it. So what I might do here is break down some of these rocks. There's another tree stump actually. I'll pick the one up, two of them. What I've found is now generally they put the tree stumps, a lot of the time they'll be around a big pile of boulders. So find boulders, have a quick search and see whether you can see tree stumps, and vice versa. So, but it's all stuff that most of you people will know. Anybody who's new to 7 Days to Die, I hope you're enjoying. And a look at that! What a score! Hunting knife. So I'll get rid of my bone shiv, and a padlock. Low level, but irrelevant. And I will explain, as I said. Oh, fuck it! Snuck off on me, didn't he? Didn't hear him coming at all while I was talking shit. And I couldn't hit the side of the barn at the moment. So that is a really good tree trunk for me. That worked out really, really well. The hunting knife, you'll break down animals faster, you'll get more resources from them. It's not massively high level, but it's good enough for a start anyway. More zombies. Blood bag. I mean, blood bags, I haven't used them a lot. They do. See, I've got 35 skill points now. I forgot that I'd even got that high. I'm sure that's the first time it's told me that I've actually got skill points. So I'll show you one at night time. I'll actually, while I'm spam crafting, I will show you what I'm going to put, what I put my skill points into. And mine will be different to a lot of people's. And it might make sense to you, and it might not make sense to you, but it's the way I do it, and I've found it's worked for me. So, as I said, that's just the way I do it. It's open to interpretation. You do it the way that you want to do it. It's not a set in stone sort of way of doing things, and people will have their advice and their tips and their, what do you call it, the bad things to say about the way that I'm doing it. But it is the way I do it. Generally, it's not the way everybody has to do it, or I expect everybody will do it. So I never found the last deer or pig that I needed to find. Getting a bit close to night time. How many resources I got? 450. I might have enough stone now. It's 450. I may have enough, I might not have it, I'm not too sure. So let's try and figure out where the centre of the town is. What I do is I find one corner. Which I think this is the corner coming up. Yep. So here's one corner. And I'm sorry if I'm explaining this and it's just obviously self-explanatory, but I'm new to streaming. Just finding crap to talk about, really. Over there we have a, by the looks of it, a skateboard park. Not near the deer, I think. Yep. I've got time to kill the deer. I should have time to kill the deer. But let's see. We'll give it a go anyway. He's going to fucking see me any second now. But he didn't see me. I got a hit on him. Good result. So what I'm doing now is running to the other side of the other corner. I am going to be getting close to being a problem as far as time of day. But I'll be able to hide myself somewhere. Not going to be a major problem. And a second hit. Let's not scoff at a second hit. Let's try for a third hit. And a third hit. Look at that. Fuck, I am an expert. That's worked really well. We've got one of the sort of buildings that I'm looking for over there. Where's that deer gone? Oh man, also you can use these two, and he's going to hit me. Kill zombies. That's a minute. And it just made a right prick out of me. I've lost a maximum. Happens. I've got an hour. That's enough time. I got an hour before the hour before night time. So I'm not stressed about that. It'll give me time to pretty much find the centre of the base. Now I have enough. See, I only just got away from that. Not too sure. So that's a shotgun Messiah. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can jump up on top of this building. I can jump up on that building. So, this isn't where I'm going to establish myself. It's just an initial place that I can hide overnight to the zombies, which there are going to be a lot of zombies that I haven't killed in this town. So I'm not far from where I started. It's not a massive town. It's the right size. 35 past. I think what I'll do is I'll hide myself tonight in this building here. I'll show you where I do that. Another padlock, low level, but not going to scoff at padlocks. As I said, what I need to do is get rid of you because I'm getting cold. So I cut it about right. This is about the right amount of time. Didn't really want to cut it any closer. Through here is that ladder. Cut it a bit close actually. If a zombie comes for me now, I could be in trouble. But I should be fine. I didn't see any inside. It's only a wooden ladder. Another stone axe is completely destroyed. Right, nothing can get me. Well, no zombies can get me, put it that way. So I'll make a secure storage chest. Put this crap in. Anything that I'm not going to use at the moment. As you can see, I've got a lot of eggs. I've got other stash somewhere, I'm sure, as well. So, I've got eggs, I've got meat, so I can make probably 14, I'm hoping to make 14 bacon and eggs, but we'll see how that pans out. So first things first, let's start spam crafting some axes. As I said earlier, probably the thing that probably would make this start to the game even better is if I actually found a spiked club, but that can take a fair bit of time on occasion. Sometimes you find it quickly, sometimes it takes you weeks. It's really just hit and miss. So a lot of my stuff's over in that petrol Bowser there. I've got a bit of stuff there. I've also got the stuff in a yellow car over there somewhere, in that direction anyway. I can find that, that's not a problem. Once I figure out where I'm going to establish myself. So I have the two corners. Let's go a bit closer. I have the two corners of the township. It's not a massive township, but it's a start. To me, somewhere about there looks to be the middle. So let's put a cross on that, and that's where I'm going. That's the closest building to there is where I'm going to base myself. At least in this town anyway. It's just a temporary for me. This town isn't big enough to establish myself permanently in. It's just a lootable place for me now. So, let's have a look what's downstairs here. Let's see if I can find anything doing here. More boots, which I think I've already read. I have. Let's read them. Good, good, good. Level 194. Once I get iron tools, they'll come out at the same level. So this is why I spam craft, because as I said, if I'm telling anybody something, I'm telling people suck eggs, I apologise. I'm just trying to find ways of talking, really. Well, find reasons for talking, I should be saying. Oh, yeah. Let's not scrap you. But stone axe. Keep building those up. If I run out of stone, end of the day I can spam craft, what do you call them? I can spam craft wooden clubs, and that will get my weapons skills up. Let's have a look and see what we've got around here. I've already got one of these cooking pots, but I'll grab the second one anyway. I generally keep those, they can be made into mines. Which, saying that, I've never done in this game. But hey, one day. One day I'll do that. I'd also like to find a miner's helmet. That is a good thing to be finding at this time of the game. Because building at night are pitch black. Not so much this one. This one has plenty of windows, so it appears to be okay. So tomorrow what I want to do is go and get some clay. I've got enough raw iron for the meantime. Get some clay and build a forge. I've got enough short iron pipes, I've got enough animal hide, so I'm good to go to build a forge. All I need now is clay to build the forge and to also build the forged iron. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Just working my way through this tonight. Open the door, see if there's anything worth looting in here. There may be, there may not be. I don't know without trying. So I'm an hour and a half into my first day, the new game. Going pretty well. Tool levels are getting up. I haven't found everything I'd like to have found by now, but that'll happen. I'm hoping this town will have a cracker book, because I need to be finding not only the spike club recipe, but also the crossbow recipe, mini bike recipe, any recipes really. I'll take any recipes except for leather armour. I've never worn leather armour in my life in this game, so I'm not going to start now. But pointless to me. Some people will say, yeah, you should use it, but it wastes resources. So really the only armour I've ever done. So I was going to show you how I allocate my skill points. So let's break this down. I think I've got to the bottom of that now. So let's break you up and you up. Stop you. Level 210. Hey man, we're making progress. That's all that matters, we're making progress. Spam crafting our life away. But also doing stuff at night that I'd be doing without spam crafting anyway. So breaking down doors, breaking down safes. Before I search this safe, what I'll actually do is I'll show you what I'm going to do next. And that's what I'm going to do next, is show you my skill points. Stone axe. Start building you. Right, so skill points. First things first, scavenging. So I like Quality Joe. Scavenging needs to go to 20. And I managed to make it to 21. That will give me find better stuff. Then it's minus 69er, 10 points. I got 6 points left, let's leave it at that. And until I get to a few more points. So basically I'll put it into Scavenger and into Quality Joe. You'll find that you find better quality stuff quicker, gives you higher level stuff. You don't get your breaking down like your mining tools as quickly, but they come eventually anyway. So toolsmithing level 24, that just basically dictates the level that you're making your tools at. All tools will be at that level, whether they're stone, iron or steel. They'll carry on, they'll carry on with the level that you have. So, right, so we're building pretty fast here at the moment. I think I said I'd like to be level 230 odd. I should get higher than 230. Should is an optimal word here. But looking at what my level is so far, seems about right, about 230. So that's not bad for the second night or third day, basically. So it's now day 3, early morning, second overnighter, spam crafting, building, got myself materials for a forge apart from the clay, sorry. So yeah, everything's going well. I'll find a clay deposit, build a stone shovel, sorry, and we'll be able to... I can hear a zombie. Am I sensed? No, let's hide behind here. Then at least you can see the zombie coming through the door. They can't get to you from behind, so... If he does come up on me, there'll be a bit of a pack my undies moment, but that's alright, no problem. So yeah, hour and a half in, everything going well, everything going well. I'd like to actually dig up some dirt as well, come to think of it, and plant that potato seed. If I get a chance, I'll go and get some fertiliser from the burnt biome, because that will allow me to build either 3 or 4 potatoes with each one, and that'll get my levels up pretty quick. So I'll get the amount of potatoes. Corn is one of those resources in the desert you'll find them. I'm not worried about corn. It's potatoes that are the bigger. We'll have there's less of. So I also need to build a campfire at some point. I can do that now, that's not a problem. I'm going to break down this safe pretty soon, so let's build a campfire. Let's build stone axes still. Let's finish breaking this down. Let's root the... that was very well done, was it? Let's loot the rest of the building. Oh, let's actually get something out of there first. So that was a bit of a waste of time. There's nothing there that I wouldn't sell. I won't use any of that. Let's jump over here and search you. Search you for tokens and paper tokens. I haven't got a crescent to break you down, so I'm not going to touch you yet. Pointless. Let's go upstairs and drop the stuff up. Trying to optimise the time that I'm using, so getting there before I run out of space for the stone axes to go. Let's put you down there. There. I need you. Put you in there. There. Let's cook some bacon and eggs. 10 of. I'll stick you in there because what that'll do is every time I get more of it I can put it in. So, water. 2 bottled murky water. Quickly let's make some bottled water. Boiled water, sorry. Bottled water, there we are. Let's get there eventually. Build 2 of you as well. Did I not pick up that water? Oh, what's happening there? Something retarded happened. So yeah, 233. That's good. Now, as I said, a lot of people will go, oh, you're just spam crafting. What a waste of fucking time. Anybody who's played this game knows higher level tools are critical. Higher level tools and higher level weapons, so I don't care what you think. You play your game, I'll play my game. But yeah, I'm just trying to show the way that I do things. It's not going to be the perfect way. It's not going to be the way that everybody's going to say that you do it. But hey, it's worked for me. I think I'm a reasonably experienced player. I don't do PvP. I'm not a prick like some of these people that do it, and I'm not going to name names because all you're doing is giving them a plug. What happened here? Okay, so I didn't dictate the water after all. There's no more said if I don't know this actually. So the bacon and eggs, all is good in the hood. So I need 1 minute 20. Let's turn you off. Take all of you. You there. You there. Back in there. And we are good to go. So that will, it's a little bit more wood than we need, but that's not a problem. So what's the time? 4:55. And there's a clay deposit straight outside. So we will get us some clay, make us a forge, and I managed to sprain my leg. Now that was just plainly retarded. At least it's only sprained, it's not broken. Let's not stress too much about that. So I haven't got any... no. I have got enough, so let's make a splint. And I've made the last of the stone axes, I didn't realise. Scrap you, put you in there, scrap you down. So I'm level 240. Hey, to start. don't think I'm going to get to make many more stone axes. Can only make 14 anyway. So lots of time. Okay, so it's night's over. Let's not worry about you too much. I need to make a stone shovel. Let's have a look what's happening here. Turn you off. Take you. Right, so we're good to go. So let's go downstairs. 6 o'clock. Near enough to right time to be going downstairs. There we go. Zombies can't run. Let's dig ourselves some. Man, if I can ever get off this deck. Okay. It's just over here. Long involved process with a stone axe, but hey. I like to get a couple of hundred. Probably 300 or 400 would be ideal. What am I getting at the moment? Yeah, let's go 400ish. Make a couple of wood frames. So I've got 300 so far, and you'll see what I'm going to use the wood frames. What I do is, because if you dig a hole at ground level, I've found through experience that you will ride into that hole in your mini bike every 5 seconds, and getting out of a hole in a mini bike is just a pain in the ass. It's just a time waster thing for me. Anything I can do that will lessen the amount of time wasted. So we've got 500-ish. 500. And let's... I've got to be in the centre. Got to be in the centre. Got to be in the centre. It's not going to allow me to do it, so I'll be digging my way out of this hole. But that's the way life works. Not a massive hole to fall in. I'm not sure this one here that I was in. So I can scrap you down. I don't need you. I'm not worried about you at the moment. Just taking up space. So, actually what I need to do is go over and find these stashes that I had, because I think most of my animal hide is in these ones. So it's in this one over here. Got my potato in it, so actually I will build another stone shovel. And there's a yellow car over here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. It might be just over this one, this way over here. So I'll dig a bit of dirt. So I want to get out of this hole as quickly as possible. Stuff that up. He's going to be on top of me now. This is not ideal, let's be honest. Shed a lot of dirt for being I'm not going to say the word, not suitable for some audiences. And there's a second zombie coming. Even better. Not good at all. That's why. didn't go well for me at all, actually. I didn't do this very well at all. He's dead. And I'm out of the hole because of her hitting me. This isn't good at all. Look at that. What a dick. I had an absolute mare there. I haven't put down a bedroll. I've died. I didn't need to die. I should have just, instead of wasting time, I should have just done it in my own time, you know, instead of trying to save time. I should have just done it when I was ready. But there's a few things I could have done differently there. I could have dug further along and let them fall down and kill them that way, but I thought I was all good and I ended up not being good. So let's see where I respawn. People who are watching this are just going to have a laugh and a half to see how badly I handled that one. But hey, it's life. So I could have spawned a million miles away from myself. And I didn't. I spawned reasonably close. That's actually a really good outcome. Even though a death is not ideal, we can live with it. Let's just move on. I think I'm in too good a place as far as where I am with my game and my position and how everything started off to not restart this game. I don't think I'm going to bother doing that. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, accept the death. What I might do is actually loot this quickly without killing zombies, because I can't kill zombies, I've got no weapons. Let's see what I can find in here. You never know, it might just be worth looting. There might be a potato, might be a corn in there. There wasn't, but hey, you don't know until you look. There's sometimes some pretty good stuff these camps, so I've got to get the hell out of here before he hits me. And there's a potato and a corn there. That was actually a really good find. Yeah, here's the track them in there, jump over there, right, they're off. So, that actually worked out really well for me. And how did he find me? Knock. I'm having total mares here. So, I found a potato and I found a corn. So, really worth carrying on playing this actual game. It won't take me long to get back up to the 100. I don't like to die. Dying happens though. You know, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you died too early, what the hell are you doing? You had a mare there. And I did have a mare, I admit. I had a shocker. Absolute shocker. There was nothing about that whole incident that I'm proud of. I should have gone and picked up the stuff like I was going to. Worried about the whole another time. All I was getting was actually topsoil to make plains ground so that I could make a farm and plant these seeds. I could have done that at any time, you know. It's really what happened there wasn't in a perfect world. It didn't. It wouldn't. I wouldn't have put myself in that situation. But hey, nobody's watching it live. Somebody may watch it second hand. If they do, yes, I admit. You don't need to tell me. I admit I was an idiot. But in the whole scheme of things, it actually didn't work out too bad. I died, respawned reasonably close, found a potato and a corn, so we're well on the way to establishing a tidy little, what would you call it, community I suppose. The community of one at the moment, but who knows whether that might change. There's another deer there. I can't kill it because I haven't actually got some zombies here. Yes. So the zombie nurse is going to be there. Where's my bag? Does it fall down the hole? That'll be bloody right. It fell down the hole. Oh shit, and I'm just about to fall down the hole. Right, so let's lead them away. Go over and pick up this bit of stuff that I had stashed. Which is in this yellow car here. And then go back, pick up my bag. Check again and see that I didn't misplace these. No, I didn't. I don't know what happened there. I think it must have busted itself on the rock. Right, so I don't need you. I'll scrap you down. Let's put you in there. I'll wear you. We'll take it all anyway. So, let's run this stuff back to my base. Over this way somewhere. My bag isn't going anywhere. There's a pig over there. I can't kill it at the moment. So I'm pretty sure it's just the other side of this building actually. This is the building that I am stashed in at the moment. It's that one directly in front of me. So today hasn't started off that well. But it hasn't been a complete loss either, so yeah. Let's take the let's make light of the good news as opposed to the bad news. Dump all this stuff in here. None of it I will keep on me. Literally none of it I'll keep on me. Gives me more space to pick up my bag, and it won't fill up my inventory anyway, so I'm not worried about that, but it'll pick up my total bag. Oh, let's pick up that bird's nest. No, I've already checked it. Well done. Only wasted 2 seconds there. But 2 seconds can be... You can achieve a lot in 2 seconds. Well, you can achieve a lot more than that anyway. Let's pick up the gas barrel. Not useful at the moment, but we'll grab them anyway. There we are. And the pig's down the hole. Are you fucking shitting me? Of all the things to happen, the pig's down the hole. That really is not ideal. Saying that though, what I'll do is I'll make myself a stone axe. How far away is that? Not quite from the last one actually. Stone shovel, sorry. So for a stone shovel I need 6 stone. 6 stone. So as you can probably see, I haven't done what I wanted to achieve today. I haven't built my forge, I haven't collected resources. So I've really got to get a wriggle on. Now down here is a good place, you can go down there eventually. I might go down there overnight actually, and because there's actually about 6. No, I'll do it another day actually. There's 6 bookcases was the word I was looking for. And you never know, I might just hit luck and get a couple of the recipes I'm after. So we'll just make our way this way, trying to find stuff to make a No, I haven't got enough to make a stone axe even. So I need one more. I need one more stone to make a stone axe, and then I can make a stone shovel. So I haven't seen a cracker book yet. Not ideal, but I've seen a lot of places that will have bookcases. I keep forgetting what the hell I'm trying to call them. So ideally a cracker book, but plenty of options as far as houses I can loot. And was that a stone? Yes, it was. Just ran straight past it. So let's make a stone axe. No, we need wood. Okay, I knew we needed wood, but I forgot. Let's punch a tree, get our extra piece of wood. Make the stone axe. Level 240 odd. 242. Bust up some stone. Bust up some trees. Go back there and try and kill that bloody pig that's in the hole that's got my backpack in. Let's make a stone shovel. Need wood. Need wood. Because I need to dig my way into there. There's a way that I'm going to do that. So I'm adding 30 of each damage on the tree, giving me about 18, 19 wood each hit. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. So I'm down to less stamina than is optimal, so we'll move on. The drop's not too far away. I'll just dawdle over there. Put the stone axe in my toolbar. Now we can run. Is that a pig? No, it's a rubbish pile. Nothing in there. Let's see if we got a decent recipe here. Bit of a waste of time. All in all, actually very much a waste of time. Right, so I'm just going to make my way back. How much? I don't actually know how many plant fibre I have. Just hit some plant fibre up on the way home. I should have a fair bit actually thinking about it. Time 25 past 2. Still plenty of time left in the day, that's not an issue. But I want to get the forge made, but I might just make the forge at night. I'm going to collect resources once I actually kill this pig. If it's still in the hole, it might have despawned out of the hole, and it might have just been a complete waste of time, but... So just making my way towards my bag. Still nobody on the stream that I can see. Sometimes there's people on that don't show. My mate Rick and Chica. If you eventually get on, which you won't, you'll only need to watch me live. You get fucked, giving me shit last night about this shit game. You play Battlefield 1. Rick, I think that's not, I don't actually enjoy that game, so... But thanks for the piss up last night, I quite enjoyed that. Talking about who we liked in Game of Thrones when we were drunk. And when I say we were drunk, I was pretty drunk. I'm not sure if the other two were that bad, but I think Chica was reasonably sober. We had a good conversation. But Ricky and I don't think I'll go to the gym with you tomorrow. You never know, I might get motivation. I'll play it by ear, but I'll let you know either way. But you're not on at the moment by the looks of it. If you are, and it's not showing, make a comment. I won't type back, I'll only speak. Because typing takes up time. barrel, not going to say no. And yes, I know there's heaps of barrels back at the passing gas. I'm hoping there's a workbench inside the passing gas, but we'll see what happens with that when I break down the wall into the garage part of it. So I think pretty sure I've looted that. Yep. There's a heap of zombies after me, I think. Miner's helmet. Oh man, jeez, my day has actually improved. It's not like high level, but it doesn't dictate how much light it gives out at this stage of the game. By the level, you can have a level 1 or you can have a level 600, and either of them will give you the same amount of light. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on my head. And the light's on. Don't need it at the moment, but it's there for when I do need it. So let's see if this bloody pig is still down the hole. I might be able to kill it with an axe, actually. And yes, it is. Now, is there any zombies around here that are going to attack me before I start doing this shit? I'm being hunted, but I can't see it, so... Oh, there they are, there, Jesus. Okay. Oh, I've got a heap of zombies after me. This ain't good. I've got no weapon to kill these buggers. I'm just out of stamina. He's dead, luckily. She's dead. She's knocked down. She's dead. Actually isn't going too badly. She's dead. And she's dead. Right. Success. Behind me, let's get the hell out of here before they hit me, and it's one of those fellas. Clearly quite strong, and that one wasn't strong. Oh, he's still alive, I thought he was dead. Oh, that sounds good at all. What am I doing? Oh man. It was so close. I'm still hunted. Where? Oh, there. Let's not push my luck too much, eh? So I really was pushing my luck there. Me, sweet. Oh shit, there's another zombie somewhere. Yeah. Man. This is just not going to plan closely at the moment. I need to get my first aid kit. Right, not ideal, but semi-success achieved. I think what I'll find probably is that I will only be building a few stone axes tonight and a heap of, when I say a heap, more wooden clubs. But that's what happens when you die during the day and have to kill zombies with a stone shovel. So, not to worry, it's life. I have got a fair bit of dirt, it's enough to make a little bit of a farm to start. Tomorrow I'll go and get some fertiliser to make more of it, the next lot of the deer. I haven't got time to kill it. Right, I may need to make another. I don't know what to make another of. For life, I can't figure out what it is I was trying to say there. Let's not worry about you at the moment. Let's go and pick up the stuff. Let's go and get as much stone as we can in the next 3 hours. See, there's stone just here, so that's good enough. Let's go and pick up the rest of my stuff. Collect some stone. Pick up these 2 rubbish bags. On this rubbish bag and what's the name on the way through. Oil, sorry, yeah, oil, sorry, and a recipe. Not a complete waste of time at all. I don't know if I'd search this bag or not. Do I have it? No. Nothing, no. Let's get down this hole. Get my backpack. Split up, cut up the rest of this pig. There's only bones, but well, I'll take bones at this stage. What am I doing, man? Get out of this hole. So, go and break up some of these stones before night time. Wasn't the most productive day for me, but actually, all in all, I'm not too disappointed in how the whole day went. I can now build a forge. Which I will do while, first thing, get some forged iron going. I got a miner's helmet. I picked up another potato and a thing of corn, so I'm going to plant those. to do that I actually need an iron hoe, but so that will be tomorrow's job. And when I say tomorrow, Friday night. So I'm doing 19 damage per hit. Not unhappy with 19 damage. That's nothing to be scoffed at. You'll break through the stones a lot quicker. Once you get into the iron tools, you'll get mining. Mining tools will go up, so you'll be able to increase the amount of damage you're doing per hit. Excuse me, sorry. As I said, I had a big night last night. We had a game of poker last night. I got a few mates that we try to play regularly on a Friday night. So recently it's been sort of every 3 weeks or so. So there were 7 of us last night. We had a good game actually. It was probably one of the best games we've had for a long time. I did alright. I think I was $50 up. I've been better, but I didn't end up down. So had a couple of big hands. What happened in that? Had a straddle person before me. So I called. I had pocket 8s actually. So I called the guy after me. He raised. So the guy who straddled called, and I called. Problem with medium to small pocket pairs, generally the board, you'll have an overcard on the board. So anybody who plays poker knows that. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But as it turns out, the flop was 8. Can't remember, king. I'm gold here, absolute gold. Actually, no, sorry, there was actually a 4th player in the game as well. So Dave was in the game as well. He called levels raise as well. After the flop, I was first to act. No, sorry, Dave was first to act. Dave bet. I shoved for the biggest stack on the table at that time. I had most chips on the table, so I shoved. And the person after me who had raised pre-flop, he called. Dave called. So I'm sitting there with a set of 8s. Nothing. There's no flush draws on the board. They have to get runner to get a flush. So I'm not worried about that. Where's my water? Must have gone back with me last time. And the guy after me shoved, and the guy who raised first shoved as well. We turned them over. I have trip 8s, obviously. The guy to my left has ace king. He needs runner diamonds to win. Other than runner kings, obviously. But that's not going to happen because the guy who was first to act and is also all in, so all 3 of us are all in, he has king queen. He was reasonably short stacked, so I understand his reasoning behind shoving there. He probably still had to think that he was behind at that stage because of us, the 2 guys, us 2 playing. So basically I'm winning here unless there's runner diamonds. As it turns out, the first card out was a spade, an irrelevant spade. I think it was a 4 of spades. So those 2 boys are drawing dead. So I suppose I won probably won a $60 pot maybe. 30, 60. No, it would have been about a $70 pot probably. So good little start. Went well. That wasn't actually the first hand. That's why I ended up with the biggest stack. The first hand that we played of the night, I had 8-6 suited. I was in the big blind, so I was already in. Everybody played. Flop comes down. Heart 8. I think there's 1 overcard on the board. The guy doesn't bet massive. I think he maybe bet about quarter pot. So I'm calling with the 8 there. The next card out is a 6, so I've got 2 pair. The guy who was at this stage, there was just me and one other guy in the hand. My mate Max. He bet again, and I called. I suspected he was on a heart draw. The next card out was the 8 of hearts. Boat, not the nut hand. I haven't got the nuts. but still very, very strong. So I've got a boat. I don't think I'm behind anything. I'm putting him on a flush. So he bets, I re-raise on over the top, and he calls. He turns over the nut heart flush, but obviously I'm beating him with the full house. So that's how, I suppose that pot would have been about, I don't know, $25, $30. So a good little start. So that's what positioned me to be chip leader going into the hand that I've already explained to you previously. So yeah, the night sort of went like that. A little bit up and down for me. I didn't lose a lot of pots. I didn't lose a lot of big pots and flips, which is unusual for me. I generally tend to lose coin flips. But yeah, so I think I ended up, at the end of the night, I lost a couple of hands there that we were sort of getting a bit drunk, and played a few hands just for the sake of playing them, really. So I ended up $50 up. It's not a massive one, and $50 is irrelevant to me. It's not. I don't play poker to make my millions, and I'm never going to because I'm not good enough. But yeah, it was a pretty productive night. So I think everybody enjoyed it. What we find in that game is it's very much a laughter thing. We just have a good time. We have fun. We take the piss out of each other, and we just have a good joke, really. A couple of the boys got stoned, and that just caused them to be clowns and us to have a good laugh. So yeah, it's just an enjoyable game. After that, I went out, got dropped down to the pub by Neville and his missus, and they. What am I missing here? Should I? Idiot. And they. Yes, I went and caught up with a couple of friends down there. There was a drunk girl there who was trying to pick me up, but yeah, not really interested in trying to score a girl that's that retardedly drunk. Doesn't really appeal to me. Some people will ask me why the hell that is. You know, you should be, but I don't. She really was drunk. No interest there to me at all in regards to try and score her. Gotta get sex, I suppose, but I'm also getting frowned upon as being an asshole because you're shagging a girl who maybe doesn't give her consent. So never mind. We'll leave that one. Leave that one as cross that one off as not happening. So never mind. But yes, her name was Isabel. Not a bad looking girl. She was alright. Not hot, but just reasonably good looking. I can stand here and say I probably wouldn't have pumped her while she was, if she was sober. But hey, at the end of the day, who knows whether she would have even been keen when she was sober. So yeah, so I ended up going to one bar, my local bar. The people I usually catch up with weren't there. They'd finished that. They're both bar staff there. They'd finished and moved to a bar next door, so I went next door and caught up with them and the bar owner next door, Ross. He's a real good fella. So yeah, just went home, had a few drinks, had a feed, went and got a sundae from McDonald's, which is my usual carry-on after a night on the piss. And yeah, just had a good chat to Chica and Rick. Rick, if you're listening to this, you're a prick, so don't fucking get too fucking cocky. But what I'm going to do here is continue to build stone axes. It's not, I haven't spam crafted as much as I usually would, obviously, because I've been building up this little baby here. Ideally, I'd like to find the hunting knife recipe at some point as well, but I told you about where I saw that. It must be over there somewhere. The, what do you call it, the well. And the well's got 6 bookcases down it, so it's a bit to get into, but once your tools are at a decent level, you'll be able to get into that, no problem at all. So here, we need to be making forged iron. I was also going to make... No, I won't worry about that yet. Because I need to go and get some fertiliser, which will be tomorrow. I'll go and get some fertiliser, and I will make a little farm up here. I'll be able to make a little farm, just get some corn and some potatoes growing really. I'm going to be here for a few days. I'll probably be here for a week actually, in game. So just looting, establishing myself really. That building there takes a couple of nights to loot on its own. The motel or whatever they call it. So, torch. I need to go over there and see if there's a workbench over there. I'll actually do that on the way through to getting my... What do you call it? The fertiliser. Have a look in the door in there and see what we can see. With all luck, there'll be a workbench there. It might be one of the buildings that doesn't have a workbench, but nothing I can do about that. I'd love a workbench for the simple fact that you can combine tools. Everybody that plays the game knows that. So you can also build armour, which I might build some armour. Actually, I haven't even read the recipes on almost all of them I can think of. I might have, when I say armour, I mean iron armour. So I hear a zombie having its own little party somewhere. It's not going to get me up here, so I'm not stressed about it. There he is, he's down there somewhere. He's obviously attracted by the heat of this thing here. So I'm almost going to have enough soon to build a steel pickaxe. Iron pickaxe. Let me say that again. Now, somewhere around was my water as well, wasn't it? So, let's look for that. Right there. Put the water in the toolbar. Let's take that. Sorry, and that. Put you back in. Let's take you and you. We can make 8 more bacon and eggs. So we've got 18. Yeah, that's working. First things first, let's eat a bacon and egg. My level should go up 1, and it doesn't. It pisses me off. That one's gone up 1. Let's build another, make another one. Let's see if we can get to 89. And we do. So we're starting to rebuild. It's all getting good and well. Put you in there. Don't need you all, but hey, that's irrelevant. Obviously the shotgun Messiah is over there. I'm not stressed about searching the shotgun Messiah because what I want to get is actually my scavenging and then my quality Joe level up before I loot that. Simply because you'll get higher level stuff. So I'm not worried about searching the shotgun Messiah yet. I'm more worried about finding recipes in the whole scheme of things. So, what's the time? 2:30. It hasn't been a massively productive night for me here, but I've got a forge going, got some meat cooking, got plenty of food at the moment, got plenty of water. Really just need to be finding those recipes I was talking about. So your fight club and your crossbow recipe is what I really need at the moment. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of water over there. Oh, I've got a heap of water actually. I said earlier in the stream that water is probably the biggest pain in the ass. That to me looks like there might be a causeway across there, so that's not so bad. But there's a lot of water in this game which isn't ideal. There's a lot of water that way anyway. It's not a perfect world. You do have water in every game, but the least the better, I've always found. Nothing I'll do, I'm going to stay with this game. I'm not going to change now. Let's turn you off. You. Scrap you down. See, I probably would have liked to get to close to 300 tonight as far as my tooling. I'm not going to get that close. I might get about 275, fractionally higher, depending really. So as soon as I start making these stone axes again, get those underway, I will make some forged iron, and I'll have 20 at least to make a stone pickaxe. Iron pickaxe. Iron fire axe isn't so important to me because I can use the stone axe to cut up wood. So I'm going to have enough to build, yeah, one of those, which is good. It'll be a level 275-ish. Times 330, maybe 280 if I'm lucky. Let's see if we can see this turkey. No, he must be in the building maybe. So don't worry about that. He's no threat to me at the moment. I didn't realise I was infected actually. So let's sort that out. Should have something to sort that out. Honey. I'm not hungry. Sweet. Also, the thing with iron tools is, you get your mining tools up, you don't with a stone axe. So, it's all critical to building up your character. What I'm going to do is put a heap more wood in this here, so while I'm away it can be producing. 271. It's alright, not as high as I could have been, but it's alright. You can just stop it. So with this, excuse me, with this fire, obviously the iron pickaxe, you have to get more stone quicker. So that's a good part of the game critical part of the game to be at. Iron weapons or iron tools. I don't know how long I'm going to play this because I'm pretty hungry and I wouldn't mind going and getting a feed. What I feel like I'm not too sure, I might use Uber Eats and get tacos. Tacos sound really nice. I've also got to clean up the poker game that we played last night. That's a good point actually. The house smells a bit of weed, unfortunately. But that'll dissipate over the next few days. And look at that, 275. So I will be higher slightly, but that was a pretty good guess, I thought. So yeah, as I said, I need to get a feed. Yeah, I'm tired. What happens when you drink so much piss and get to bed at about 3 o'clock in the morning? But, I think that's pretty much daytime. Yeah, I'm near enough to. Don't worry about making any more. Let's make one more. Stone axe, actually. Move you all along one. Put you in that spot there. Get the silver iron out. Make a iron pickaxe. Number 276. It's going to take a little while to build. Not stressed about that. Let's go and put you down there. Let's go and see whether that's got a arrows in it. Oh, he's inside the building. Get the hell out of here. Not down that hole. So he came inside, started busting out a bit of stuff. Not stressed about that, I'm not staying here very long. He actually came through the back door, the side door, which actually is quite handy. It means that I have to bust it out myself. So, I'll go check that bird's nest idiot. So let's go and see at this passing gas. I'm pretty sure I've picked everything up out of these now, so I don't need to take any stuff back to my base. But as it turns out, actually, what I'm thinking about, that actually isn't where I'm going to establish myself. So I don't know why I put the forge there. Had a bit of a mare there. But hey, oh, it's one of these ones. I don't think it will have a... It could still have a workbench in here. I can't pick up the workbench because I haven't got a wrench anyway, but... These ones are pretty a little bit... And it has got a workbench. Man, this game is just getting better and better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over this way and I'm going to go to get some... eggs, feathers, fertilizer, which I showed earlier in the game, but I'll show other people that don't know where to get fertilizer in the burnt biome. Just going to go really on a bit of a mission today to just get myself a bit more established. I'll break down some rocks that I come across as well, but I'm going to spend the day away from the base. So there's the burnt biome in front of me. Good biome that I spoke about. It's a good biome to search. I love it. It gives plenty of everything. And you know, a lot of the resources that I'm looking for, really. When it comes to fertilizer, I'm probably going to collect maybe... I'll see how much I come across, but I should come across a fair bit. So my pickaxe is now built, and we are good to go. So, as I said, I'm looking for birds' nests. Searching these destroyed buildings. I'm not going to worry about stones at the moment, because these types obviously have presents, or wrenches, as you lot will call them. A lot of people will call them. You don't get one in every one, to defeat the purpose, but I will find one eventually once I search enough of these. There will be a wrench. How high a level it'll be is really, it isn't up to me. As I said, I can only put up my scavenging levels and my quality Joe. I can only do that and hope that it'll give me a bit better one. Even though I might end up with like a 400. A 400 would be awesome. A 300 wouldn't be anything that I'd be too pissed off about. Any wrench at all, it's going to be handy because I'll be able to pick up that workbench. So, Let's just wander around, kill things, pick up birds' nests, so I get eggs and feathers, kill a few of these wahas. Sometimes they have recipes on them, so I don't pass up. These things don't have wrenches in them, they have to have actually the sink for wrenches to be in it. But I'm searching these at the moment because I'm early game, and really I'm just getting my scavenging levels up even by searching anyway, so there's some around here, maybe a fertiliser deposit. Sort of looks like a likely area. So there we are, there's some fertiliser right there. It's the whitish sort of ground you can see. So let's build a stone shovel. And we're throwing a lot of stuff away in this because I will run out of space. I'll be scrapping stuff and throwing stuff away that I don't need. So there's a blue fella. He's generally found near the fertiliser deposit. So you don't. What I found is you don't dig directly on it. It doesn't actually. So it'll be off the block to the side. It'll make a prick of me. I can guarantee it. But and there's the first bit of fertiliser. So it ended up being right on where I said it wasn't going to be. But it isn't always how it works. But if I could find maybe 10 fertiliser today, I'll be reasonably happy. That'll be good by me. So there's 2, and I should get 1 more at least. Let's hope anyway. But there'll be more fertiliser to come across. So there's 1. I'm not going to dig anymore. I think it's a bit pointless. I'm just going to move on and carry on searching. I'll come across some more fertiliser eventually. Plenty of it in the biome. And actually, what I've found is by the map I can find it by the map now. I can identify where on the map the fertiliser deposits are. I'm not going to do that quite yet. I don't need to. I'm just wandering around aimlessly searching everything. But there's a few things you can look out for also on the ground that will identify where the fertiliser is. One, if you see one of those blue lumpy bodies, he will generally be by a fertiliser deposit, and also a large number of rubbish bags also indicates that there is a fertiliser deposit near. When I say a large number, say 3 or 4 bags in pretty close proximity and there's a corn, what do you call it, a corn seed as well. So this has started off alright already. I've got 3 fertiliser, so you know I'm starting to achieve something. I'm going to scrap this stuff down while it can be scrapping while I'm wandering around. Fertiliser for a second. 1 bag on its own generally doesn't mean there's fertiliser near it. So yeah, just wandering around, trying to find a wrench. Ideally, wrench would be lovely, but not critical. Not something that I need immediately. The other tip I'll give as well is, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work 100%, but it seems to work reasonably well for me, is if you wait till about 12 o'clock and then be facing the opposite direction to where you want to actually go back to eventually, you'll find the drop, a lot of the time, will drop directly behind you. So just face away from where you want to be heading towards. And you won't have to go on a wild goose chase chasing the drop halfway around the countryside. I even do it when I've got a bike, and it's easier to run things. So that's if you remember to do it. And as I said, it doesn't work. It isn't 100% foolproof, but it's a reasonably good indication of where your drop will be dropped. So as you can see, I'm 10:14. I don't need to worry about that now. I'll try and remember when it gets close to the time, and there goes a wrench. Not a high level that I'll look at it in a second. So it's a level 92. It's, hey, it is what it is. It's not bad. There's a house there. You're going to have a heap of zombies around it. It's got stuff in there, but you've also got to break down doors, break down, what do you call it? Safes. So, it's not the greatest house. It's got a bit of stuff. Sometimes I sleep up on top of it. As you can see up there, you can't actually see from this angle. It's actually around the other side, but there's actually a air conditioning unit up there. So you can go up there. There's a bird's nest up there. Yeah, it's not a total waste of time. It's just not something I'm worried about looting at the moment. It takes up so much time breaking down doors with lower level tools, even if it's forged iron tools. But I've got better things to do at the moment. I'm just going to wander around and see if maybe I can find another wrench at a little bit higher level. That 92, it isn't ideal, but it will break down that. It will break down that workbench on its own anyway. It'll take a bit longer. Let's kill you. Put you there, and with the knife. So by the looks like I'm dropping meat. See, I'm starting to get full already. So let's strip you, throw you away. Throw you away. I'm not worried about sand or sham sandwiches. I'll eat you and I'll throw you away. So I'm only keeping stuff that is of any value to me. And there we go. What's this one here? Feathers. So we'll pick you up. Not that I'm going to be needing feathers in the near future by the looks of it. So really I'm just looking for another fertilizer deposit. I'll come across one eventually. No use stressing about it. Time 11:30. See, I'm getting close to the time where I want to be facing back towards my base. Facing away from my base. That'll mean that the drop will be, ideally, mark my base first. What was I saying? Yeah, ideally it'll drop near enough to either on my way to get back to my base, or it'll drop the other side of my base. As I said, it's not a hard and fast rule that it works every time, but here's a nitrate deposit. What I'm going to do is face. So if it's to my, let's start this again. If it's to my westish, I need it to be towards my southeastish. So we do that, and let's dig some fertilizer. Let's see how that panned out for us, eh? After I've dug up this area, which has given me no fertilizer at all. It happens every now and then. I should get one off this one. I might only get one fertilizer or maybe two fertilizer with this. And it didn't. See, this is a bit weird. I'll be fair. This is a bit weird. It'll be under this box. More than like, sorry, this bag likely anyway. And it isn't. See what this one does. The bag will break down now. And there we go, 1 fertiliser. I should get 2 or 3 fertiliser here at least. Sorry, I should get 2 or 3, it won't be at least, it'll be the maximum 3. But it's looking more likely to be 2. One last, maybe 2 last holes. So I got 1 fertiliser out of that. I'm actually a little bit pissed about that. But oh well. It is what it is. So, see, the drop ended up not actually too far like that. So it actually worked out really well. Perfect. Didn't make me look like a prick. Worked out pretty much how I said it would. And all in all, a good result for anybody who didn't know that little trick before. See, these are little things actually that I think I may be one of the people that are rather select few that know these little tips. I'm not saying I'm the only one, I don't think that for a second. I'm not that arrogant. But, yeah, just little tips like this can make life for people a lot easier. Not going to worry about the chicken. He is of no value to me, chasing him halfway around fucking burnt countryside. But I'm finding eggs. Eggs are critical, very important to me in my game. I'd like to find another 10 fertiliser before the end of the day. I do need to be breaking down some rocks at some point. And what I've seen over here, which I will grab, is actually the corn. Corn only gives you 1 corn off each of these cobs, but if you plant it, it's 2 or 3 corn. So this is just me picking these to plant them when I get back to the base. I don't eat them, I plant these. There's more corn over here, so I got a good little start to this actually. I think I've got 2 or 3 potatoes. I think it might only be 2 actually, because I lost one of them. But I've got a heap of corn. What I'll find is I probably won't pick corn again after this. This will be the last corn I'll pick. I've got 9 plus 1 plus 1, so I've got 11 corn in total. With a bit of fertiliser, that number will grow to a pretty substantial level pretty quickly. There's a pig here. The pig's running away from me. He ran over a bloody foot of a cactus. So he's already injured himself slightly. I had him again. I missed him. I missed him. Fucking useless. Missed him. Pick up the corn while I'm going past it. And should be one more hit and he'll be dead. Hit, not missed, dickhead. How far away is that fella? He's a fair way away, I'm not worried about him. Break this fella down with the knife. Yeah, I can make a second forge if I wanted to now. Not really critical, but I can also put it in my other base, so I will actually do that. Yes. The base that I'm supposed to be in, not that shitty little one I am at the moment. So what damage am I doing? I'm doing 36 damage each time. Couple of zombies after me. Okay, so while I'm building up my stamina, I can kill these. Try and kill them, that you say. Pops his head, he's ready. And he's dead as well. So I am full of inventory, that's why there's stuff on the ground there, as you can see beside me. So I need to go through here and identify what I don't want to take with me. Most of the stuff here, looking at it at the moment, actually I will be taking with me. So I think it's time for me to head back to my base. Nitrate powder and... is that coal? I don't mind taking some coal actually. So what do I not want out of here? Let's throw you away. Right, there's another zombie after me. I'm going to head back to my base. I've had a pretty good looting session. On the way, I'm going to try and pick up nitrate, and I'm going to try and I'm going to bust up some rocks. Sorry, fertilizer. I'm going to bust up some rocks. I'll pick up eggs, obviously, and any rubbish piles. But it may be a matter of me. Zombies everywhere here. Don't know why. Seems to be very popular. There are zombies everywhere. Why is that? Oh, he's got one over him. But zombie kills are zombie kills. It is what it is. You got to do it. So my water's getting low, so let's have a drink of water. While I'm wondering, was I going to go and pick up this corn cob that was right here? Or did I already pick it up? I already picked it up. Jeez, I've got a good memory. So let's head back. Oh, another zombie. Really? Why this place is so populated? Other than that house was near. They may have come from that house. So let's have that antibiotics because I was infected. So basically we're just going to head back, dawdle on back, break down some rocks, because actually I might go and do some mining tools to 5. That's not like that. I need to get to 10 to put it up to the next minor 69er, but that'll come pretty quickly. So I don't put skill points into into mining tools unless I really have to, because you do it progress naturally by just digging, breaking up rocks and stuff. Excuse me, digging holes and using iron tools really. So let's see if I can actually get rid of some of this stuff. Let's throw away the human turds actually. Let's have the painkiller. Wasn't the best idea. I didn't need to go up many levels. It wasn't like I was almost dead, but got rid of the space. So I've got one space. Yes, I need to find some more cacti. Get both drink, which is yucca juice, and plant fibre. So there's another pig. Let's kill this pig. Very quickly done, I must say. I'm sure somebody should be commenting on the notes that that was a very good kill. But nobody being on here, nobody's going to say anything, so. Now, a little bit earlier I was thinking about going and getting something to eat. So I've done a 2 minute 54 my stream's been going. Geez, that time's flowing. Neither of those I'm too stressed about. And that's not what I'm here for. I need to be heading back home at some point. But I want to be breaking up these types of cactuses at the moment is what I'm really aiming at. Getting the resources I need to spam craft. Oh, a couple more corn. I will pick these up. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I will pick these up. It'll give me a base that I can build a bit of a farm. Start getting ready to make meat stew, which everybody that plays the game for any length of time knows that meat stew is ultimately where you want to be at. So I'm down to no stamina, so that's why it took so long to break up that. So I'm just going to walk for a while. I've only got 220 here other than make a poncho maybe. Recipe. Animal hide poncho. You need 20 of them. Sweet. I think probably getting out of this biome will help. But the other thing I can do actually is I can make recipes. Yucca juice, which will take your heat level down. I just don't know what I'm going to throw away here. You actually don't need that. So let's have a drink. And I don't need any drink at the moment, which is a bit of a pain. But that's right. We'll suffer through heat stroke. I'm here. I might as well. Me. After all that, I still didn't pick it up. I still pick up these as I'm going past them. I'm just looking for those cactuses, so I might as well pick them up while I'm at it. These cactuses here. I've got plenty of time to get back to my base. I've got less stone than I would like. But that's the problem with looting for so long. Sometimes you actually neglect these types of things. But saying that though, I've talked about it before, you can just spam craft wooden clubs. It has to happen eventually. It's not like you're just doing it for fun. It is handy to actually do that, because once you get the recipes that you need, your weapon skills will be up. So I think I'm just going to head back, break up some rocks on the way. I don't need nitrate at the moment, that's not something I'm after. And if worse comes to worse, I'll stay the night out here somewhere. Which is actually not a bad option, to be fair. Let's stay the night out here. This is where I'm going to have my little nighttime thing, and I'll show you what I do in these. What I actually do is, let me build some wooden ladders. Dump some stuff in there, shall we? And build up there. Build up there. Zombie. Put a wooden, secure storage chest. Yep. And put everything in there that is access to what I need. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just basically going to collect resources around this area, stay the night here, spam craft from up on top of this building. Areas there. I just wondering where you had disappeared to. Yeah, I'm trying to get my out. And then as you can tell, it's 7 o'clock. I haven't got a lot of time to be doing what I need to be doing. I don't think I had a bad day achievement-wise. I think I got a lot of stuff done. Found a lot of stuff. Especially the corn cobs is handy to me. Bit of nitrate, which I'll build the farm when I get back. My forge will stop running. I need to build another forge, but that's all be done tomorrow. At the moment I just need to be collecting resources quickly before this night time comes. So it's day 4. What's that? Basically we've got just over 3 days before the first horde comes. First horde's not scary to me. Doesn't worry me at all. As long as I found myself a safe place to stand on top of. they won't get to me. They can't get to me. It's impossible for them to do so. So I've got a few options as far as that goes. So I've got a few days to do that. I've got enough resources to make enough arrows to last the horde. So I'm not worried about that. Sometimes you get to the point where, oh shit, I really haven't got enough arrows to make, enough feathers to make enough arrows to survive through the horde. But that isn't the case for me, just because of the location that I'm established in. So I'm just going to walk around here at the moment, wait till my stamina regenerates. Hopefully find some more. I will actually chop down some more trees because I need a little bit more wood. Not worried about that deer at the moment. I've got enough meat and it's just going to take time away from me getting resources. So let's chop down these trees. I'm starting to get enough stone and stuff like that. It should be enough to not be wasting time. As I said, you can build spamcraft wooden clubs if you run out of resources to spamcraft stone axes anyway, so I'd like to ultimately get to about 300 and, let's say 315 level, but we'll see how that pans out. So I've got 1300, that's plenty. Let's go ahead and see whether I can find some more good little find. A couple of very handy items of these cactuses. So I think ultimately I need at least 400 400 plant fibre. Another good little find as far as glue. Glue's easy enough to make eventually. You know, once you get enough, but one bone equals one glue basically. So collect your bones, and you will find that yeah, glue will never be an issue. It's actually oil, which is a resource that you can't make. Not that I've learnt so far anyway. I haven't found a way of making it. Maybe somebody can tell me that I'm wrong there. And please do if you know I'm wrong. But the only way I've found is you find oil. You find it in rubbish piles, cars, people, bins. You don't find it in cupboards. You might find it in a sink. I can't really remember actually. I don't think you do. But it is a critical part for making repair kits. And repair kits, while they aren't important at this time of the game, they do become very important further down the track. Now I never marked where I actually left my stuff, so I'm going to head back. I think I should have 400. Yeah, I've got 447. I'm going to head back and make sure that I'm near my base, my temporary base. I mean, night time comes. I really don't want to be out here at night. It is not the ideal situation. I'm pretty sure I'll find it'll be somewhere this direction. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cold and that's what that was all about. Got a couple of these, not going to pass those up. Pretty sure it's one of those ones I can see directly in front of me there, so we've got time to get back there, break up this stone, this boulder. So I think I'll finish the stream at about 3.5 hours. Go and get myself a feed. I'm not going out tonight on the piss, I'm having a night at home. So I don't need to. I can play it later on tonight. There might be some people on from the States. It's just a bit time-wise, it's a little bit iffy for trying to get people onto the game from the States at the moment. They just don't, because they're asleep or whatever they're doing. So being a Kiwi, it's a bit hard to find people to be on at the same time as you. Annoying, yeah, but I think this is where I left the ladder here. So this is where I left my stuff. I did pick that right. Let's mark that because I got to come back here at some point to pick up the stuff I'm going to leave behind. So waypoint, and I generally leave it as an X anywhere that I've left. Prick of me. ladder. The zombies can't get me up here. I can stay up here quite safely. Dump all my stuff in here. Continue spam crafting. Now I might take the opportunity to go down and break up some stones. See if there's any. There's nothing around. See, there's nothing around, so I've got to be careful, but I can actually go and collect resources at this time. And I would pick a place to hide that hasn't got any boulders near it, wouldn't it? Wouldn't I? It's a matter of just keeping your eyes open, running around the boulder like this. No running zombie just all of a sudden bloody sneaks up on you, starts bashing you from behind. Can't afford to really lose another life. It's not going to be the end of the world, but it's not also going to help me out. I want really to get my minimum, my maximum health and stamina as quickly as possible. And having already died once, I have managed to get it down to 11 less than starting. I think I actually did one. Fuck. And there. How well done was that? I think I hear a zombie. Shit, and there it hits me. So he's after me at the moment. I need to climb up my ladder. Up my ladder. And not go out again. I've got enough resources, that's not an issue. Let's just stay up here and spam craft. So, right, stone axe. So I've got 20, 21 plus a couple back at base, and at least one, so that's 22 corn. Yeah, she wasn't a bad little trip. Yeah, I've got plenty of stuff. Not hot anymore, which I forgot completely about. I only got 4 fertiliser, which I was hoping to have probably 6 by now, especially having found 2 piles. But we'll find some on the way home. There's this zombie. Is he over this side? Don't know. Where's he disappeared to? I think he's the other side of that wall. Making enough noise anyway. I can't jump up on here, so I can't grab the look and see where he is. I'm not worried about that. He's just a noisy bugger, really, more than anything. So my heat is getting up, but also I can take yucca, so I'm not stressed about that. I think yucca takes it down 5%. Once I've started scrapping, let's finish scrapping these and started another lot of spam craft, I will have a yucca juice. I'm pretty sure I should be thirsty enough for things by now. And I'm 100% but I should start losing heat there now. These bloody zombies are pretty cool, huh? Oh, he's a crawling one. That makes sense. Pretty sure I can't shoot them through that. Look at that now. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Not too sure what we've got through there. Maybe one more? No, missed him. And there we go. So he was the only zombie. Let's go down and loot him. So yeah, I mean I'm day 5, beginning of day 5 I think. I think I'm in a good position. I would have liked to not lost a life by now. But I think I've recovered reasonably well from it. Spam crafting's getting my tools up to near enough to 300 at the moment. So all is well in paradise. The paradise of a zombie apocalypse. Much ups to the people who designed this game. There's so much crap in the way of games, or what I count as crap in the way of games at the moment, that to come up with a concept like this, it's pure brilliance. It's in its simplicity, it's actually really, really good. It's not for everybody, and some people get on and say, what the hell is this with the crap graphics and just a random play. Give me a first-person shooter every day of the week. Yeah, more luck to you if that's what you enjoy. But I like the aspect that you actually have to use your brain, and you can build, and you can build unique bases that allow you to defend against both zombies and other players. Because let's be honest, there's enough pricks in this game that all their mission is to come on and actually destroy your base or kill you. And hey, PvP, that's fine. And hey mate, if you're prepared to come find me, yeah, I'm more than welcome. You're more than welcome to try and kill me. And good luck to you. I'll try and kill you as well. What I don't like is you asking me for where I am. And that's why I won't tell people where I am, because all I'm going to do is come on board and kill you. It's happened numerous times. So don't get all pissed off when I don't accept your ally request. Because if you're ally requesting me, the way I look at it is at least 75% of the time, the reason you're ally requesting me is because you want to be a fucking troll and come on and kill me. So, there's a few things I want to talk about actually. I've talked about the poker game I played last night and everything like that. And as I said, I really enjoyed it. It was great. Good game. Really funny. The people I play with they're all comedians in their own right, in the regard that they're all funny at times. But what I find is we have a very good time. We laugh, and I've played games of poker where people say, I'm only here to play poker seriously, you know, I don't want to have a laugh, I'm serious about this game. Well, fuck off then, basically. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on the arse on the way out, because you're not welcome at a game like mine, because that's not what we're about. If you're there just to take my money, and that's your only purpose in life, as far as I'm concerned, you can fuck off. Because our game's more about just having a laugh, spreading the money around. Generally everybody gets a turn at winning, at being up. It's not very often. Well, I can't think of anybody that's every time they play is down. You know, I've played games where we've been having $400-500 pots, and mate, hey, it's not nice to lose $100. It's not the ideal situation, but it's not going to be the end of me. I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. So yeah, that was one thing. The other thing is, and I promised myself I wouldn't bag other streamers and stuff like that, but I watched a video about Ninja the other day, and how this video was obviously by somebody who was one of his fans, who I don't know might have been sucking his cock for all I know, but it was going on about how he was this philanthropist, and this awesome person. But as I look more deeper into it, and I'll be honest, not all videos are honest. So you can take it with a pinch of shit, really. Whether one person saying that a certain other person is a shit person, and the next person in the video stream or next video you watch, they're saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But one is Ninja, and they said he was this great philanthropist, and he was making millions of dollars for charity, using his fame. The next video that comes along, he's just acting like a complete fucking asshole. So I don't necessarily believe that either of the two of them are a true indication of Ninja, but I think if you watch enough videos of people saying that Ninja is a two-faced prick, after 20 people, do you start to believe it? One person or two people have said, "Oh, Ninja's this great, awesome person," but they've got hidden agendas. You can't trust them to be speaking their mind or making a video about people without a hidden agenda or without some ulterior motive. Has Ninja put them up to this? Has 16 million subscribers. He'll have a PR team, and anybody who thinks he won't, you're delusional, because there's too much money involved in what he does to not have professional guys, backing him up. So, where was I heading with this? These guys will also be making content makers, or content, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of here. They'll be having people that's their sole job to actually make Ninja look better than he is. On the same token, there'll be other YouTubers that are trying to backstab Ninja to further their career. So, but I watched a couple of videos, and this guy Ninja, he comes across as a complete fuckwit at times. And when you watch the videos of him donating money and interacting with his fans, you wonder how much of it is actually honest, or him just being basically famous for being fucking famous. Just a dick, really. So, I'd like to know everybody's opinion. Please. That's the way the world works these days. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. So, let me know what you think of Ninja. To be honest, I think most of his fans are 13 years old. 13-year-old teenage boys that like Fortnite. Mate, you're obviously a multi-millionaire. Somebody told me a rumour somewhere he was making $500,000 a month off his YouTube. That to me seems a little bit extreme. That to me doesn't seem quite right. I don't know if I believe that. PewDiePie is an example. I don't think he's perfect. I think he's quite funny, but I don't think he's great. I don't think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread by any stretch. But he's got something like 60 million subscribers. So he's got, let's say 4 times as many as Ninja. Now he puts out videos that tell that the money he's earning is a fraction of what Ninja's earning. So what do we believe? Who do we believe? What is the true indication, or what is the going rate for a decent YouTuber? Fuck, I'm gonna be honest. I'd stand here and say, fuck, if I could earn 500,000 a month being a YouTuber and making Fortnite videos, what fucking retard wouldn't? I suppose the only other issue I have with that type of lifestyle is, what happened to the days of going out and going to the pub with your mates? And he's a guy, so that's what he should be doing. Hey mate, even if you've got a girlfriend, you should still be going out with your mates. And these are mates, I'm not saying mates that you've met online or through YouTube, because they're not your mates. Face facts. These people are sycophants, or if they're not sycophants, they want something from you. They want to further themselves. They're not your mate, any more than the girl who's your fucking thinks that you are the greatest thing. She sees the money signs in her eyes, and she sees you as her cash cow to either fame, if she's a YouTuber as well, or to basically live a life without having to work. So sycophants and cunts, or as people have started to call them, thots, which I've heard is basically a whore, being pampered by these people doesn't make you a superstar. Back to my original point though. Whatever happened to these guys going out, getting drunk, picking up a bird, taking her home, fucking her, kicking her out in the morning, or if you're their place, disappearing in the morning and leaving without saying goodbye and never talking to them again. Instead, people like Ninja, hey, fuck, they may be multi-millionaires, but this prick's locked in his room 12, 15 hours a day, no interaction with anybody except sycophants, cunts, and thots that are trying to take you for all they can, because that's the world we live in. Be fair, that's the world we live in. It's a dog-eat-dog world. All people want to do is to get the most out of what they can from anybody else. It's simple fact. Face facts. Now, I grew up in a day and age where there weren't games, you know? There was no gaming. And we went out. We went to the beach. We did this, we did that, you know? And it was massive. We had a great time. It's become morning. We had a great time. Okay, we rooted and we drank, and we generally just misbehaved. Hey, I'm going to stand here, I'll be honest, I didn't root as much as I would have liked to have rooted. I don't think anybody can stand there and say that they did more rooting than they needed to do. Because if you're saying that, I'm sorry, you're a fucking liar. Even if you rooted 1,000 different chicks in your life, you wish you had rooted 1,001. So back to my original point, as I said, you may be a multi-millionaire, but basically you're going to be on your deathbed in 50 years, whatever the fuck it is, 100 years. You're going to be on your deathbed and you're going to go, fuck, I wish I rooted more. Fuck, I wish I hung out with my mates, as I said, real mates. And fuck, I wish I'd actually done shit rather than sit in a room, earn my millions, because hey, you're on your deathbed, those millions are fucking worthless to you. Absolutely fucking worthless to you. You can't take them with you. So all you're doing basically is giving to somebody, whether it's your family, and hey, that's your God-given right to give them to whoever you give them to. But that person is basically riding your coattails and basically living the life that you earned, and they didn't have to do bugger all for it. Whether it's your family, whether it's charity or whatever. So look at life a bit. Look at life a bit differently, you fuckers that do this for a living. Hey, you've got to produce videos to continue to be relevant. But get out, go and fucking hang out with your mates, real mates. As I said, I don't want to fucking continue to flog that dead horse, but find real mates. Find mates that actually want to hang out with you because you're you. Who the fuck cares who it is, you know? I'm of the opinion that if somebody's prepared to drink piss with me and hang out with me, I will hang out with them until the point where I figure there's something wrong with them or they figure there's something wrong with me. You know? If you're prepared to drink with me, well, fuck me, I promise you now, I'm prepared to drink with you. And until you prove to me that you look like you have the potential to be a mass murderer, or somebody who I just really, a narcissist, somebody that I don't like hanging out with, I will continue to drink with you. And hey, I don't think I'm the fucking perfect specimen of the human being. I don't do shit. I do shit sometimes I'm not proud of. But I think in general, I think I'm a reasonably okay person to hang out with. So get off your fucking computers. Spend a bit of time. It doesn't have to be a large amount of time. But if you make the effort to catch up with people and give them a ring and just say, hey, you know, fuck, Jim, what the fuck are you up to? What are you doing today? Do you want to go and catch up for a beer? Or do you want to go for a swim? Or do you want to go for a surf? Or do you want to fucking go hang out? fucking at the fucking hot pools and perv on the fucking hot birds and bikinis down there. You make the effort, and I've always found, and I'm speaking from somebody, I've got a lot of experience. I'm old enough now to have experienced enough to say, find the right person, and that person will fucking hang out with you. And I can promise you now, hanging out with your mates, hanging out with people in general, is far more, you'll feel far better about yourself doing that than sitting in front of a computer and fucking making stupid fucking videos with you acting like a retard, like that cunt Morgs. What a fucking wanker. 4.95 fucking million subscribers and just a complete fuckwit. So I promised myself a while ago that I actually was never going to name names. So let me apologise about that. I'm not going to continue to do that. So I apologise, Morgs, and I apologise, Ninja. I know you probably will never see this. Somebody might fucking give the heads up that I've been bagging you, but I apologise about that. That's unprofessional of me, and I'm not trying to be professional, don't get me wrong, but I should have, as I said, I'm not trying not to bag anybody in particular. So let's pick up some fertiliser. So the one thing I think I've done well in life, if I look back on my life and I'm on my deathbed, I think the one thing I know I think I've done well is made good friends. When I say good friends, friends that are good people, not good friends as in friends that are like your best friends, which a lot of these people are, you know. But that's the one thing I think I've done well in life, and fuck, I think I'll be on my deathbed, and I will say, fuck, I wish I rooted more vagina. Yep, dead right. As I said, there won't be a single fucking person that goes to their deathbed and lies on their bed and says, or males in particular, and says, fuck, I rooted enough vagina in my life. I got a mate, Skippy. Welcome, Skippy, if you ever watch this video. Fucking love you, man. You are the man. You are a good cunt. No two ways about it. Skippy, and he won't mind me telling you because most people won't know who the fuck I'm talking about. This guy's rooted hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of girls. I've never in my life come across somebody who just will go to a pub and Skippy, and he won't be offended by this, he's no supermodel, he's no fucking Brad Pitt. You know, people will find him attractive, but what girls find attractive about him is his attitude and his fearlessness in talking to them. And that is key. Girls love confidence. And I would love to be as confident as Skippy, but I'm just not. You know, unluckily, I'm not that confident. Especially around girls. Put a bit of piss in me, put a bit of drugs in me, and completely fucking different story. But just in general, no, I'm pretty shy. So, even Skippy's going to go to his deathbed, and he's going to go, fuck, I wish I rooted that ugly chick. And that's another point I'd like to make. A vagina's a vagina. Unless it's got fucking warts and creepy crawlies on it, fuck it. For Christ's sake, fuck it. Because it'll come back to haunt you on your deathbed that you didn't fuck that vagina. Even if it wasn't the fucking prettiest looking girl, fuck it, because it's warm and it's wet and it's very nice. So, yeah, that's my little rant for the day. I'm sure I'll get some prick on here who will tell me that there's something not right with me in my head. And you're right, there isn't. I'm somewhat disturbed in a certain way, but I'd rather be disturbed and talk honestly than be a complete fuckwit and lie. Or say shit that actually isn't true, if you know what I mean, more than necessarily lie. Let's see whether I can get so I think I've got about 7. I'll have 11 fertiliser now. I think what I'm going to do is go back to where this little fucking thing is over here. Pick up a bit of stuff, not all of it, leave a few spaces, or slots if you know what I mean, in my backpack, and head on back to base. I had a pretty productive couple of days here. I'm not going to be able to take everything, but most of the stuff that's not critical I can leave here. And there's a lot of stuff here that's not critical, and but I will use it eventually. But there will also be stuff here that's I will never use. Sham sandwiches and bits and pieces like that. So let's dump this stuff in the box as soon as I can actually find the entries to the box. And I'll show you what I generally bring with me. All the above can come with me. I'm not worried about bones. I will take corn seed, but what I will do is I'll break that down into corn seed as well, because it'll take up less space. So corn seed. I'm going to take animal hide with me. I'm going to take the wrench with me. I'm going to take the eggs with me, the fertilizer, the yucca fruit, the iron, the dirt fragments because I'm going to make a what's name with them. I'm going to take both feathers because I'm going to pick up feathers eventually anyway. The meat, the yucca juice, and the gas barrels. Everything else can stay here. In the meantime, I will come back and pick this up at another time. So let's get the fuck out of here. Let's head back towards... So it's now 3:30. I think at night time, I wouldn't say 3:30, it's a 3.5 hour stream. I think this next night, or when I get back, I might just stop the stream, have something to eat, and yeah, come back on later on. So I'm just going to make my way back towards the drop. See if I can pick up any fertilizer, which there might be some fertilizer around here looking at this pile of trash bags. Filling up my watch name pretty quickly, but I will find a second stash spot to put this when it gets full. I can't actually see any fertilizer around here, which is a little bit surprising. But not wasting time there looking for fertilizer when it's going to be, there's going to be plenty around. Actually, what I can do is show it on the map and see whether it actually, see, that's going to be fertilizer right there. See the black dots? So there's none around me. I think those are the ones that I've already dug. So let's not worry about that. Let's move on down and see whether I can find another pile somewhere. So I want to get up on here and check the bird's nest. See, what I think I might stop doing is actually checking those there, and only checking these here because they can have stuff in them. So I'm going to restrict down the amount of stuff I'm searching now. I've got enough food, that's not an issue. I'm only going to search areas or items that give me stuff that I will use. So here's a couple of piles of rubbish. So I'm sort of thinking that there should be a fertilizer deposit around here. More bloody leather armor. See, and here's a zombie body, so that also tells me there should be something around here. Treasure map, which I will never scoff at. Treasure maps do come in handy a little bit later on when I'm a little bit higher, when I'm quality Joe 3 and a little bit higher looting. I won't go and find you yet. I usually wait till I got 5 or 6 of them before I do it anyway. Sometimes you'll also find that fertilizer deposits are in these little grass piles. Again, it's going to make me look like a prick because it doesn't appear like there is one here. Time to move on. No use wasting time looking for that shit. Searching all the birds' nests. Oh, you motherfucker, I didn't realise it was so close to that time. So I had a mare there because it actually spawned the opposite direction to me. So let's have a look and see where it is first. Okay, let's go back and dump some of the stuff back on this pile, in this stash. Go pick up that drop, and head back. There's basically where you've got to be aware of the time, so that you can be facing the right direction to have it drop where you want, near enough to where you want it dropped. So if I'd done that, it may have dropped back towards where my base is and my other drop is. It may not have, but I've found from experience that it does a lot of the time. So increase your chances of... And see, there we go. Nitrate. Let's have a look on the map and see if that's marked. It actually isn't, which is a bit odd to me, but nitrate's nitrate. Let's dig this stuff up and see if I can get to, say, 15. There's one. Sorry about that if it was loud. Got a bit of a cold. I had a flu injection a month and a half ago or something like that. I think that's probably 2. It's avoided me getting at least the flu, but I got a bit of a cough, sort of bit of blocked nose and stuff like that. So it's probably why I'm sounding a little bit funny. I mean, my accent makes me sound funny anyway, but yeah, the cold doesn't help. So I found 2 nitrate here so far. There's 3. I suspected that was going to be the 3rd. So what are we up to? We're up to 14 nitrate so far. That's not a bad start. I don't need it to be much higher than that really, in the whole scheme of things. Yet anyway, so let's make a stone shovel. And there's another one, so we're up to 15. See what we get out of this, and I think I'll call it a day. 16. I could dig a little bit more out and I'll probably pick up one more piece of nitrate, but I'm going to leave that one at the moment. So I got 16 nitrate. I'm pretty happy with that all in all. I'm going to scrap the stone shovel because I don't actually need that anymore. Let's eat some food. Where's that bloody hot thing down? It's over here now. So I managed to run over a fire. I suppose, if anything, I'm maybe need to be getting some more meat at some point, but we can do that whenever it happens. It's not so much a problem. We're up to level 92, 93. Pretty happy with that all in all. Pretty happy with that. Getting back to the starting level. Managed to run right on the other side. Don't pay any attention to how I'm doing this, because what I'm doing is having a mare. Jeez, that was the hardest climb I've ever done in my life. So I'm going to dump the stuff back in here that I'm not going to take with me. I don't need the map at the moment, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm not going to read it anyway, it's just taking up space. So I think I'm going to dump the gas barrel as well, and the feathers. I think I'll take that feather with me, but I'll leave the others. That should give me enough. Actually, what I will do is I'll actually build a heap of arrows. Because I'm down to 6, which I didn't realise. So let's go and pick up this drop. Actually make a stone axe first. Drop you. Make you. Because what I will be able to do is actually get some. I didn't realise I had 2 of them. Idiot. Still a bit of just time, wasn't it? As you can see, my hunting knife is getting down to low levels, and I can't repair it without having read the recipe, but hey, so be it. So let's go and pick up this drop, break up in as many cactuses as we can. I think they're called cactuses. I think all those things, whatever size they are, whatever shape, whatever design they are cactuses. Please, if they're not, let me know, as I said in the comments, or give me a yell. Some corn. I think I'll pick up this corn. It's on my way. But let's just make this the last corn I pick up, shall we? So look at this 29. That once planted will be plenty. It'll increase considerably once I start planting. I'd say, let's look at maybe 4 plantings. I'll increase that to well over 200 corn. Now I haven't found the dead area, what I call the dead area, what dead biome. Not the best biome to have to associate with at all. Everybody knows it has dogs, it has mines. So I'm happy not to have found that. Just bloody dropped one, it's over here. Yeah, the longer time I can stay away without finding the destroyed biome, the better. It cuts off your track to get places. It's all sorts of just a pain in the ass. Being a random gem map, you might hit it lucky, you might hit no water and bugger all destroyed biome. Yeah, well I called it dead, didn't I? Dead or destroyed, whichever people call it. So. But we'll wait and see. I know already that I've got water. And a fair body of it. To my, I think it's the west. Probably we'll figure that out eventually, but... So that's not ideal, but I'm in a pretty good position here as far as location to start. There's no resources that I'm needing at the moment that I'm missing. Resources I need to survive or thrive that I'm missing. So you can't ask for a better starting location than I had. Hoping this might have something worthwhile. I don't generally like walking long distances over cactuses to find crap. So it had a book I already read, I'm pretty sure. No, it's 44 Magnum, I hadn't already read that. So it wasn't a total loss, but hey. I think if I come across another fertilizer like this, I am going to dig it. It'll piss people off, but I'm going to dig it. Geez, it's 4 o'clock already, I'll say 20 to 5 anyway. In the game, here it's, I think it's probably about, we'll be looking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon probably. Just look at my iPad. There's 8:24 on there, so I'm pretty sure it's not 8:24, but I haven't set the time clock on my new iPad, so... I think 5 o'clock is 12 o'clock, so 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, sorry, I mean. To 2.5. Which, yeah, basically makes it 2:30. Pretty sure. I can't find myself in there. Where's the different pole I'm trying to get here? Oh shit, no, it's 3:20. What am I doing? I mistimed that completely. So it's well overdue for a feed. Excuse me, that wasn't very polite at all. Really not much joy finding fertiliser here. How many have I got? 17. I think they could have found one fertiliser so far. That's just shit. 2 fertiliser. Not to be too soon, shall we? So it's 5:30 in the game. Time for me to be heading back. My mining tools are 11, which means I can put minus 69er up one level. Which I will do because that'll make me break down these a lot easier. So let's try for 20 fertiliser before we go back. There's another one, so I should have 18 or 19 at the moment. I should be able to get one more. 18. No, that's 19 actually. That's 19. So one more fertiliser would be lovely, and I think I should get in this pile. That will be the last pile of fertiliser or fertiliser deposit that I come across that I will dig. Hopefully this will give me one here. It doesn't, you fucking asshole. There. Right, so I've got 20 fertiliser. Let's get rid of you, I don't need you. And let's head home. I've got enough for 16 more bacon and eggs. As you can see, I've got 32 eggs. So that's enough for 16 bacon and eggs. Everything's going good. I need to get back and build a farm. Soon I'll build a farm. What's this here? Is this the... Oh, it's the trader. Oh, you better believe it. That is awesome. That is a really good find. That makes my day, that does. This game's just going from better to better every second. So, let's break down you actually. Make another wooden bow. High level. Now I'm not going to be able to find much here, or at least buy anything here, but I can sell that AK-47 parts. I don't keep those parts, they are low level as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to take the burning barrel. Let's see if there's anything in here that we can loot. So I found a trader pretty quickly. Let's have a celebration for that, so woohoo. That's awesome. As I said, I'm not going to be able to buy anything here, I just haven't got enough money. But at least I'll be able to sell something to him, grab a bit of space. So, how much do I get for you? 373. That actually isn't too bad. Let's see if we can find something as far as higher level. Oh, see, I could have bought iron gloves if I had enough. That would be awesome. Hunting knife is pointless to me. Crossbow is pretty low level. Fertilizer, so you got 3 fertilizer there, but I got enough fertilizer. Okay, so there wasn't a lot there. I would have loved to have bought those gloves, but I haven't got enough. So we got resources.
Thanks for shopping
right,
here.
so
Come again.
that's good. I've found the trader. That's going to come in very handy later on when I start finding a lot of weapons parts that I can sell. So let's get the hell out of here. It's almost just after 7, so I got enough time to get back to my base, but I haven't got a lot in the way of resources, and that's probably because I Spent so much time digging for fertiliser and pissing around. Another camp. Got time to shoot around this and see what I can find. Let's quickly shoot around here and avoid the zombies as much as possible. First aid kit, let's be happy about that. Nothing in there. Let's have a look at this here. And that there. The zombies are going to come in here after me any time, any second now. So that's it, I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble. Get the hell out of here, get the hell out of here, I can't get out of here, let's... Oh, you shit! I had an absolute mare there. Absolute mare. Nobody there to blame but myself. I shouldn't have gone in that building. I should have got the hell out as quickly as I could. I didn't have any ammunition loaded in my bow, so that's why I couldn't fire. Right, so that's my second death. And I had such high hopes for this playthrough that I wouldn't die. And I've just managed to do 2 stupid things. That's all it's taken, is 2 stupid things. And it's been the death of me, so... I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to spawn. I'm then going to finish my stream and quit. Go and have a feed and come back. So, where the hell am I? Man, this could be bad, this could be bad, this could be bad. It's not too far, but there's a lot of water in the way. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to finish my stream. Stop broadcast.